Keller can actually still pick up if they really want to go for Shred.
Because here's the thing, Aurora, I think what's smart about them is that they have this choke. Meaning
that's
that
true.
they can use something like a carry, right? Like having a choke really opens up quite a lot in draft.
You're in a span down from
And the
Aurora.
Rafa.
Already starting off. Already
It's
starting
Onyx
off. I was
picking
late,
next
but
after
I did
this phase,
stuff.
so-
Fun fact, Uranus and Rafa, they have a relationship together.
Is it really?
Muzzle.
Yeah.
In the Land of Dawn?
Yeah.
Are you
like
lying?
Uranus is fond of her for some reason. Yeah.
Brigitte can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean,
Just play the hero.
You're spilling the
talk
tea.
about it. Yeah.
Spilling the tea.
I mean,
Did they want that coming out at MSC or trying to keep that on the down low?
Well,
Well, it's
now
out now.
everyone knows, yeah.
It's out now.
Nolan also abandoned his daughter,
Okay.
Nolan and wait, who's his relative?
Leila.
Layla.
Yep.
Why'd you point at me?
I
I didn't abandon my daughter, man. She was took her to breakfast this morning.
You're a great daddy.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate. Just dad.
Oh, even the juicing.
Right off the
Okay.
bat, and
I think an Alice would be an okay ban
the
as
Fel
well. But they ban out
and
the Lapu
company
here, so I
are
feel
saying
like
weird
they're
shit.
just gonna have. It looks like they might go for a traditional marksman. Right?
This will tell us a lot here on the side of Kiboy picking up. We see the Zushin band, the Lapu Lapu as well, which is, I thought it looked amazing yesterday.
Esmeralda is there if Onyx wants that to deal with the Barats.
Yeah, they might just
Honestly,
match
even,
the lane.
even the Yuzong would be pretty okay here against Aurora.
My question is, are they doing something funky? I mean, that's my question on this. And I know it's going to be very clear probably after this that they're not. But Belleric EXP, I mean, it would be weird.
Yeah.
But if you get something that can win
really XP is
outside
nice.
of that,
Actually,
is catches Aurora off guard. I'm just wondering if Onyx are trying to play this in a way where they surprise Aurora.
No, honestly, that's a good point because Belleric is not great if you're going up against a very fast EXP laner, right? Like a Benedetta, like
Yeah.
a Lapu. But you're going up against a Barat, so you're equally slow. It makes it so that it's not a bad pick. So, yeah, Onyx can still flex the Belleric, honestly.
And you can pretty much say the same for the matchup in mid if they really want to rotate faster and utilize their advantage. Then maybe just put something alongside the Valentina that can just be as equally aggressive.
Oh, yeah,
But
what the hell?
Aurora, pick up the Paquito since it wasn't banned. But the Luyi is the surprise here.
Actually, I really feel like if they pick up a Yuzong, they can win this matchup quite hard because it wins against the Barats. And then the bad thing about the Luyi is you have no dash. So once an EXP laner gets onto you, he's going to stay there forever.
Final pick here. Onyx, to me, could make a statement. Come out here, try to catch Aurora off guard. And they don't. They go Esma. That's a very safe pick.
Esmeralda.
It kind of nullifies that lane.
Yep. And it can still jump on the Luyi.
It
and
can.
one of the heroes that can use a Purify, which I feel like this is one of those games that it's okay for you to have a Purify.
Yeah, at the very least, they have a Harley. I think I will be okay with that. So they have ways to at least
Hero
penetrate
gold
the
now,
back lines and go in
again.
for pickoffs. Because apart from that, the Belleric and the Esmeralda, they, as you mentioned, seem very safe. So let's see how Onyx play this out against this hyper-aggressive lineup that Aurora draft.
Onyx knows they're trying to survive. They're not trying to lose early because if they go late game, they can get these fans at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet even hyper than they are to kick off this first game. It's time to begin our second and last series of the day. It's Onyx versus Aurora Gaming. And to call the action, we've got Nisu
Right, Nisu.
and Gideon. Fellas,
nice to get in. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Rain Day. Welcome, everybody. The series that everybody has been anticipating for. It's Aurora facing off against Onyx in a best of 5. Everybody's had their opinions of Onyx, but everybody has seen Aurora as a legitimate threat to the throne.
I
But
bet on
who
Aurora.
is going to come up on top here?
Man, you know, today and the past couple days have been a whole lot of sweep action that we've seen, and hopefully this one goes the distance here because, you know, moving forward, semifinals next, you want to go ahead and see them bring it the distance, and the drafts will have the distance for Aurora. I mean, the Louis Yi pick has only been brought up, what, one time? This is now the second time Louis comes through. Again, leave it up to Coach Midnight to make these drafts interesting, right? And sometimes that can work for you, sometimes it works against you, but we have seen some amazing setups with that diversion play.
Yep, some really great stuff across the board. And I want to see how creative they actually went through. We saw, you know, Coach Midnight already talking very expressively
minute,
to the rest of his players about what exactly may or may not happen or certain mechanics. We're not 100% sure here, but really that diversion could be the difference maker. They're playing a double fighter comp, which is already pretty scary when you don't have like a dedicated scaler. So we know that Aurora are the ones on a timer in comparison to Onyx. We're seeing Wilderness Blessings. We're even seeing a Brave Smite coming out of Rosa, which is atypical for low use nowadays. Because dear Lord, like LaFell mentioned, once Lutfi is on top of him, it's going to be difficult for Rosa to get away.
I would say if you look at this for Aurora Gaming, one of the great things about the composition that can go against that setup from Lutfi or anything else is they have a ton of options to just set things up, you know, between pick-off potential here. Looks like Tienzi's going to do a little bit of damage to Keyboy, but just keeps him at bay. And whether that's the kick, you know, from Pagu with that Way of the Dragon or, you know, Lunar jumping in. I mean, how many times now have we seen the Barretts be placed into that XP lane? The amount of ground coverage Barretts has, especially with a flicker in Daytona's welcome combo, is kind of insane.
It is. It's really good, but at the same time, right, there's still also the Valentina coming in from Sans. Now, this fight could be a make it or break it here, as we can see that they don't have first position, but here comes the TP.
Well, Pagu just trying to buy some time for that diversion. That's Aurora comes through. There's the Daytona's welcome. There's going to crash on the wall. Zanz is gone.
out. Kyrie still gets it.
Kyrie will be the secure the objective. And now Lunar going to try to fight it off here, but gets taken down. So Onyx winning the trade.
Really nice trade so far. It's a little sad for Lunar, but somebody has to take the damage, right? Really nicely played by Onyx side. This gives Kelra just a little bit of time to actually breathe for the moment. Listen to this replay one more time, right? Because Aurora understood one thing. We are going to fight for this neutral objective. Unfortunately, we don't have Pagu to actually open up the map any further. But at this point, trading out against them just isn't worth the time. We already got that one kill onto Sans. At this point, we just need to make sure that we're minimizing the losses, because unfortunately for Lunar, despite Lutfi eventually going to outscale him, he manipulates the waves really, really well.
Yeah, so probably with this kind of setup, you know, Aurora, if they can't find plays like that with a diversion or the pickoffs that they're looking for, then what do they wait for? You know, Tienzi to get stacks like we've seen before on this, like possibly the Sky Piercer for that Hirara. Sigiboom has probably been one of the better performing Paquito gold laners that we've seen so far.
I'm still eating, bro.
Again,
still
I can't
eating.
forget how he played it against TLPH, and you know that's one thing that can be said too that they can utilize here throughout this game.
Yeah, and I think that that's going
Staying
to
with
be
the script.
win condition.
Staying with
right?
the script.
Especially
Bets
since they're on a
on
timer. They still have
Aurora.
about 6. Oh, hold on.
Whoa, that's a timer right there too. Kyrie's gonna be able to get away, taking out Pagu. Man, it's just again, all you have to do is play around that deadly magic once it's up.
Yep, and most importantly, wait, hold on. Gonna get a quick TP here just to open up the map and get a good idea of where Tienzi might be looking to hide, knowing that the purple buff is going to spawn in about 12 seconds. This next neutral objective is going to be difficult to contest for. Lutfi has so much of an advantage against Lunar because of the previous interaction by Turtle side, so I think this should be a no contest overall, but that depends on what Aurora is going to do with this, because I'm seeing members making their way up towards this top side, and Kelra, he's only got the Purify, so once BMI is down, he's sort of a sitting duck.
They just want to go ahead and trade it out, right? Objective for potential play across the map.
Oh, delivery service?
Yep. Diversion's going to be used right to that mid lane. Pagu this time, the difference here is he's actually got the kick available. Last time they fought for this, he was only level 3. Lunar is going to jump it. Daytona is welcome. Pagu trying to zone out Sans. Already using that Keyboy now. Half health gets kicked right to the team.
Holy crowd control. Lunar's the one who takes it. All right.
So Aurora fighting back, and now they're going to be crashing it down in the mid lane, pushing them back further. Luffy has the shields and space
Damn,
to work with.
Esme.
Did pop the
Damn, Esme.
and will survive.
Good use of the Purify there. I thought Pagu for sure was going to get in, clapped on the third hit of G Kundo, manages to walk out of it to save his life. So not bad. It's 2 for 2. Not a real advantage overall. I think even when we're looking in the jungle sectors, right? Even Kyrie being able to steal away at least one of these turtles puts him slightly ahead of TNZ, while everybody else just doesn't seem to be on the back foot, right?
Yeah.
Lunar and Lutfi have evened out. Sigiboom actually has a bit of a lead on to Keller because of that double waving, and we're waiting for it to accumulate to maximum, a critical mass, as they call it. Oh no.
Diversion.
Diversion
Two.
used. Kelra.
Ridden.
Kelra.
He does still have the Purify.
Adios ultimate. Keyboy and company. The zone their gold laner out. Way the dragon used up. And oh my god, burst! Holy burst! Aqua! Bang!
Another taken out Keyboy. Aurora finds 2.
They're eating good today. They're eating very, very good. And Kelra ends up missing the wave this time round. Oh wait, actually, 1 minion manages to slip through, but Aurora, they're not done yet. They're looking for mid-tier 1.
Yep, and Kyrie had to back off of this. So then Luffy just left to his own devices.
Holy
will get taken
damage.
out, dissected from the team.
Man, you can tell the difference between a good Barretts and a bad Barretts, how they flicker Detona's welcome, but the usage of the rocket jets to predict, hey, if you purify, if you flicker, this is the angle you're gonna be in, and I can knock you right back into the fight, making these chases so much harder.
Yeah, I'm eating dinner. I'm just done. I still have to digest.
That's right. Yep.
Sultan Robert de Guzman.
Coach Midnight, again, has been a key part of what Aurora Gaming has been able to accomplish.
I was
so
really
far through this
choked.
time.
I
Again,
knew
this
it was gonna
draft,
happen. That's why I didn't
something a
watch it
little bit
because I
different than what we've
predicted that
seen,
it's gonna
but
be a
just this execution
stop
from Aurora
for
Gaming has been
Team
so
Spirit.
well. Again, there wasn't a huge lead that they had until now. It's not that it's massive already, but it's 2.6K that switched on very quickly off of 1 or 2 fights. And so now Onyx playing on the back foot, they've got to be able to readjust this. This third turtle's coming up here.
Turtle's
We'll see
gonna
if they
be
actually
up.
want to go ahead and approach this or just wait. Already half health on this turtle. Again, Daytona's
Yo, Hawk directly. Beautiful Dryad as well.
In that central point. Siggy Boom won't be able to follow through the flicker.
Wow.
TNZ will. A stack secured. And now he's going to be able
Alright,
to
I thought Aurora has the Dryad. Valentina, they...
Oh my God.
And a flicker.
Kyrie gets kicked. I know you're a wizard, Harley, but you can't get away.
Oh my goodness, Aurora playing out of their minds. The red herrings, they make it look so easy right now, but they're just not missing a single beat. They're not too tunnel vision. They're still open-minded to the way that these fights need to actually progress. Let's look at the replay one more time, right? Because again, this was an incredible catch here, spitting him right into Keyboy's face, making sure, despite the fact that Sans tried to flicker on out of there, dashed twice to make it all happen. The chase, the rundown from Aurora squad, it's difficult to beat. Once that major impact is landed and Keyboy doesn't have that Wrath of the Dryads, it's so much harder for Onyx to peel them away.
The unfortunate thing is once the Wrath of the Dryad is dropped down, that's also just a clear signal for Rosa to be like, okay, you want to fight here? I'm just going to go ahead and get these yin-yang interactions procced off, you know, and pump out enough damage. Everyone's centered around that Wrath of the Dryad setup anyway from Keyboy that the Luigi pick is actually a great counter into that.
And that's the thing, it's about finding the anchors here. So far, Aurora, Rosa has been generally untouched this entire game. And, you know, given the caliber of player, Rosa just doesn't seem to ever be out of position. And that's where Pagu comes in saying, I'm willing to die for the Thorn Queen every single time, if necessary, just to make sure that Rosa doesn't fall behind. On the opposite side, right, Onyx doesn't necessarily have a dedicated anchor. When you are pulling backwards, who do you fall back to if not Sans?
Yeah, that's why one of the things, again, if you look at what Onyx can do here as they fall further behind, man, 7,000 gold deficit for Onyx.
Onyx needs Peach, imports Kyrie Esports, Kyrie Esports, damn.
Let Calra get to that point, but then even so, if you already have the Trinity, you walk into those team fights, it's going to be the same case where you're just overloaded with that damage, that front damage that Aurora has to play around with, and this Lord is going to go freely over to Aurora Gaming.
Well, that's a really good point here. In just a little bit, Zipper, could you pull up the items? I mean, we need to know how far Kelra is from that Trinity as of right now. I think he should already be done with the Golden Staff based on the total amount of gold the team has, but I'm not 100% sure. In the meantime, though, Sigaboom, this is probably the strongest he is going to be throughout the game.
Azasasa, hello.
Kyrie, Sans, and
I highly believe this Turkey is time to get to the finals. The current meta sold them. True. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. It's only faction secrets here.
Fighting for that space, it's just really hard.
Glad to have another. Make sure to share because I got.
See how they play this out.
What to talk
Lord slowly walking up here to this mid lane. They still have the Holy Defense.
It is record. It is going to be record breaking, and I'm confident for Aurora. Turkey winning ahead of M8 is gonna be a hell of a storyline.
They're gonna have to deal with this wave pushing in.
I predicted Falcons would win because PH Heart, but I will never mind Aurora having. I would never mind another region getting the championship because that would be big.
Mid inhibitor, whatever. We can deal with it no matter what. As long as it's not the long lane and we have to play this awkward
Welcome to the
Lord
chat,
fight every
Azasasa.
single time, especially dancing around that pit, it's just not worth the effort. And Onyx recognized that, right? It's the setup for the later half of the game to make sure that Kelra is in a good position because so far, there's probably their only win conditions besides, you know, maybe punishing Pagu, maybe punishing Sigaboom. And even then, you kind of need Kyrie +1 to make that happen. Let's look at the items because finally, we see 2 already completed for Kelra. Kairi actually opting to go for a more bruiser build this time around. He does
Bruiser build
not
Harley.
want to die randomly to either Sigaboom or even to someone like Rosa.
Yeah, he's kind of has to, you know? We've seen it how it happened in the first fights. I mean, that first hurdle, it was just him being patient. He went in with a retribution, but every single team fight after that, you just see how quickly he has to go back in time to survive, you know? And that brute force is going to help him a little bit. Few stacks here for TNZ. This is what we were mentioning earlier on. You know, you're going to pick up that Hirara, you're going to be able to get those stacks. You're a threat in itself. And honestly,
30,
if Onyx
30
puts
Sky
too
Piercer.
much to try to deal with TNZ, that's where, you know, again, they're not paying attention to the rest of the side, the side attack here from Sigaboom or even the diversion from Rosa. There's almost too many things that Onyx has to be wary of in these team fights just because of the nature of composition that Aurora has.
Hell yeah.
First Org to get
And I think
MSC
that's gonna
and
be
World
hard for
Champion
especially
straight.
Ludwig, as much as he wants to
Org-wise,
build
yes,
the
but not
faces, he needs
regions.
to act as peel. He needs
Philippines
to
and
cut Luna
M7,
off certain
Aurora,
angles and force him to
Turkey
flicker.
and
But
MSC.
as you can see, right, it's moments like this where Ludwig, he can't just stay in front of their face forever. He has to pull in and out consistently.
It'll
to
be big for the
maintain
org.
his health.
It'll be big for the Org.
Okay. Again, at least some defensive items here being picked up now by Onyx, even an immortality for Keyboy, just to get him there a little bit longer. Kairi will pick up Genius Wand. Sans has been holding on to the Lua Yi ult, right? That diversion. Maybe there's some trickery that they can go with to set them out for this fight for the Lord, or potentially take it.
I think the winning play is if Sans steals the Detna's welcome and he is able to combo with the falling
Is there an
star
ultimate that
moon
Sans has
guarantee
stolen?
Somebody gets
Nah.
locked against the wall during a neutral objective. That's my best guess. Because so far, I feel like Aurora are hyper aware of specifically Keyboy.
Oh,
They're
they
like,
did.
"Kelra, okay, sure, we got flickers, we can get out of it. He only has Purify, so after the BMI, there's no follow-up after that. The next problem will be whether or not we're too low and Kairi is able to kind of clean this up. Considering his build, we're
BMI,
not going to
world's
get one
longest
shot. It's over a duration of
BMI.
time. So really just boils down to how Ludwig, Sans, or even Keyboy finds an out-of-the-box play.
The out-of-the-box play is going to have to happen in the defense, man. Again, with the backs against the wall. This Lord should still be able to be dealt with, though, given the fact that you're 10 minutes in. You know, you've got pretty good clear with this. They can lock it down if they have to, if it's sacrificing that Wrath of the Dryad to go ahead and keep this thing forward away from that crystal. That could be a play for Onyx. But just like them, Pagu's got his own immortality.
already in.
They've
Very
got
healthy.
their defensive items to work with,
Sigaboom
too.
already
They're
at
going to
the
go
full
ahead and
stack.
push it in.
Pagu gotta
They
take
wanna
charge.
take this top
Tienzi
turret
trying to
down
look for
first.
someone in the
Well,
back
Onyx
line.
deals with the Lord.
Pagu
They're gonna go
knocking
in
up.
Daytona's
Flippy has to
welcome.
14 to
Right on
purify.
the target. It's the tankiest
Gonna
member.
be
It's
the
gonna get
tankiest
kicked
member,
away,
getting
too.
kicked.
Keyboy dropping down the
Keyboy,
Wrath of the
Desperation,
Dryad
Giant,
back line.
Immortality
TNZ
popping
is
by
there,
TNZ at the back.
showing everyone away.
Oh my
It's
god,
a
the
split
separation
fight happening here.
dissecting
With
Onyx.
already Keyboy buying so much time, finally goes down. But now,
Keyboy go to fall. Sans taking a lot of damage. Immobilization from the Maple. Kyrie trying to get the clear. Still very chunky. Oh my god, holy burst.
And that's going to be it for game one. Onyx facing a tough loss against Aurora Gaming.
Beautifully played by TNZ. That's how
Wow.
you maintain your lead as Hirara. Just abuse the fact that a lot of her damage is directly tied not only to her items, but specifically from the level. So once you hit that level cap, it's only like 3 seconds before you get both of your combo abilities back up. That's why he's going in and out constantly, baiting those spells, baiting a reaction.
1-0.
That's something that they're going to have to remember for the upcoming game here.
Sorry,
Great game
Onyx,
number
you're
one
runner-ups.
coming in
You're
from
underdogs
Aurora.
here.
At least for
Sorry.
Onyx. Now we see what the first set of
We're gonna have new
combos are going to
champs.
be. Let's see what the next combo is for game
Anyway,
number 2. And I
I'm
think
gonna
a
wash the
lot of
dishes.
it
Hold on.
is trying
Right?
to find
Washing the
that
dishes.
punish
Washing
in the
dishes.
jungle.
Right?
Man, if they, again, when it goes to the draft, it's like there's always that one pick or that one curveball that you can almost expect from Aurora Gaming. And it's not that the Loi was that entire reason why they won. It was just, again, executing around the diversion that they had. Sigibum having a hell of a game in the Paquito gold lane. And just even Pagu, man, the amount of times that he was able to lock on the right target, get the kick, serve it up to his team, was hard to play against.
It's very, very difficult because imagine if you're Keyboy and you see Pagu doing moves like that. He shouldn't pose in front of your face.
Yeah.
Do you go for the punish or is he going to flicker a third hit of G Kundo on your backliner? Keyboy can only do so much. And the problem is that TNZ can do the exact same thing. It's a logistics problem that they solve with Rosa on this Loi. But we're going to let our panel break it down for you as we throw it back over to Rain Day.
Somebody call It Man, because they need an answer to this Jeet Kundo in the gold lane. Paquito and Sigaboom continue to dominate.
I'm back and it just lagged.
No
Hold on, what the
kills
hell?
in that game, under 10 minutes, and Aurora Gaming prove with game one that they certainly are what we think they are. The new final boss is just a matter of can
The final boss is gonna be Aurora Line Rule. Look at you now, Onyx. Mama Onyx.
I mean,
Look at you now.
Here's the thing, like, sure, we might see
Look
the
at
Telltale
Chinna.
later on, but here's the thing. Technically speaking, why Aurora has been winning, I feel like in that game has proved it, they're using two things, which is number one, wave management as well as timing. Because you're going to see after 5 minutes, they completely abandon the lane because at that point,
If the meta
Aurora is
continues
playing a
on to
draft
embassy, then
that's
sure they can
off
win
of
the whole
one
thing. Then
item,
probably
right?
for
You're
Golden
going
Road
up
they
like
ever
a
win
Claude
embassy.
Hive that you need treater like
I
you just
want
need
a
one,
meta
and
where
we're gonna
everyone
end
is
the game
nerfed.
before you get a chance to build your items.
I
I'll
gotta
say that.
the fact that the Paquito was left open up until the second phase.
I don't
very
think the
last
meta will be
moments
the
of
same
draft, and the fact that
going
Onyx
into
do
MA
have
because it
revealed
has,
what
like,
kind
how many
of
months
carries they were
now?
planning to go for in the first phase.
6 more
Mainly
months?
the Harley and both the Claude, especially the Claude. I feel like it was
Things have got to
It has
change.
always been a case of Aurora
The
taking
thing is,
advantage
if you ban
of these
assassins,
kinds
you're
of
inherently
scenarios
banning.
and then revealing
You're,
that
if
Siggy
you
Boom was
nerf
eventually
assassins,
gonna
you're
get a hold of the
inherently
Paquito. Because you saw how they were able to clearly shut down that gold
opening
lane.
the door
Even the
for
rotations
less
towards gold lane were
Eudora.
not as
If you're gonna go
successful.
for
It
more
was
tanks,
only
Gore's
the
gonna be
Paquito that
prio
was
again.
necessary
Carry's
for
gonna be
them to already pull
prio.
it off. And again,
Scaling,
Tianzi,
there's a lot of
everyone
scaling.
else, the
Early
rotations and
game, you have
farming
to take into
patterns have
account
been a
of.
bit too clear and a bit
As
too
balanced
free.
as the meta
Onyx,
is,
I think what we mentioned before heading into the game
I
was
think
true. They were
the
a
game
bit more
itself has to be
safer
nerfed.
Yeah.
in terms of their gameplay.
And I think
I
this is where the
think
mental part
pacing
starts
now
to happen,
has to be
because we
nerfed
heard
because
Onyx
everything.
repeat to us. We said it about them. Yeah,
The
they get an
jungle-
early game start. When they do that, we could be in
The
trouble.
jungle
And then
adjustments
they get an
itself
early game start. So now what? I mean, you still got game to play, but you've already
made the
mentally
pacing a little more
spoken it
hectic
out
in the
loud
early
that
game.
if this happens, we're gonna lose. So then that comeback seems a little
So
harder
if
to
you
me
nerf
for Gita, because they've already basically
everything,
proclaimed that if they
nerf
don't start
HP,
well, it's
nerf
over.
damage across
And
the
they
board.
decided to reveal with which heroes
Surely-
are they
surely
planning to
a
start the
role-
game with. They
some role has
picked
got-
and
has got to be
prioritized
buffed.
the Balearic and the Valentina. We
Know what I
did
know what I
consider
mean?
that the Balearic might be
It's
flipped
hard to
eventually
balance. It's
later
hard to
on,
balance this game. It's hard to balance this
But I
game.
think they were just forced
Really.
to settle with it in Rome. And the
Yeah.
Balearic Valentina could only do so much if you're up against the Luyi, who I think even in the first few minutes of the game have
So
shown us
give
very
more-
unintentional yin-yang
give more
combos
players time
that
to breathe.
really put Onyx
I
in a
think
very difficult
that is where the
position
next
over
meta
the long
will.
run.
I think this could be one of the stars.
I think
We're
that's
not talking
where-
about him enough. Siggy Boom has played phenomenally. I know Aurora
Yeah.
Gaming.
I think
are
that's the
barely on
direction
screen because
where
they're winning
the
in
meta
9
will be
minutes
after
almost
this.
every single game. But he has played.
There's a Kaja
phenomenally,
revamp.
guys.
We have a
And,
patch
I will
on
say
August
Luyi,
5th.
It's already come out once.
Same
Once,
day
make it
as
twice
the
now.
Yeah, honestly, I
new
really
hero
don't
drop.
get
So
how Siggy Boom still gets the Paquito.
probably,
Yeah.
probably.
I mean, despite his name, he's not a bum. He knows how to play that hero. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta back me up whenever I say
No
I
comment.
agree. I mentioned it. That was the first thing I talked about. How is he
Nerfing
still
everything
able to
would
get a
level
hold
out
of
the
Yeah.
field. Not
I
gonna lie.
agree
Yeah,
with you.
nerf
I mean,
everything.
this is just, to
Nerf
me,
the counters,
I felt like Onyx were
nerf
really
the
worried
heroes,
about what they were getting,
nerf
not
the
what they were taking
counters,
away. But
and
look,
nerf
it's
the
very hard
counters
to
of the
take away,
counters.
A situation where Aurora Gaming are coming into
That's-
it
it's-
almost
in
knowing
result,
they're gonna have
the
one
game's
up
gonna
on
be a
you.
lot more
They're gonna have
slower.
a double fighter. They're gonna have a character you haven't seen before that's not quite in the meta.
You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like that's why Onyx said,
Again,
let's just get
it's
stuff that's
still
good, and then hopefully
somewhat
we
of
can
a
win
level
this and draw
playing
it out a little
field.
bit later. But what'd you see?
But now
I
it's
mean,
going to
like,
be up to the
problem is,
players
I
and
feel
like
even
how
Team Liquid
will
said
they
the same
step
thing,
their
right? Like,
momentum
they were
and try to like
surprised that Aurora played
capitalize
that fast, and then they're
on
like, we're trying to fight
gold
it by
leads
having
and
late
XP
game.
leads and
But
rotations as
TL
well.
did it and it didn't work out. We
Right.
see Onyx trying it, also didn't work out. So
Yeah.
you gotta fight
See
fire
more
with
patches like this
fire.
in the future.
You
I mean,
come
it's
to
good
me.
for
I'm not
esports,
gonna-
it's good
I'm
for
not gonna stand
esports.
that.
Okay, here.
Hold
Alright.
posture,
The fact
man.
that you get
Here's-
more
here's my
creative in
guess
pro
that we gotta talk about what's
means that
important in
you
the
have
draft
less of a
Aurora
right
is
to
actually,
do the
yes,
same
the
thing
Paquito, but also
in
the
solo
choke,
queue.
because here's the thing
Solo
about
queue is
what Aurora
ass.
has been doing.
Yeah.
They need at least 2 people which
In
is this,
exchange
to
of
open
a
up the map.
better
So that's step number
pro-
1.
pro
And then
scene.
the interesting thing about Hirara
Solo
for
queue has been
TNZ
so
is
fucked
that
up.
it's strong early game, but because TNZ builds the Sky Piercer, make it so that he has scaling, right? Coming to the late game, if he can delete you in one combo, you don't need a marksman because you can eliminate their marksman because really I would say the
So,
weakness of draft coming in from Onyx
I'm not playing
is
ML as
surprisingly
much.
Claude
I'm
just
I'm
takes
hard
so
stuck in
long to actually do
hard stuck
something in the game.
in Glory.
And
I'm
against
hard stuck
Aurora,
Mythical
you need
Glory, and
map
then like
presence. And we're
I
gonna
have no
see
information.
why.
Like,
We're
that's
gonna be
that's
looking
all
at
that
a
I
clip
need. All I
here
need.
Where the important often think isn't what's happening, but it's actually the time. It's 6 minutes into the game. Before this fight, we actually see Aurora all 5 members rotating top, able to get a kill.
It's funny how
And then
some
look at
solo
the minion
heroes
wave.
get like
They
meta
let
Eudora
the
and
minions
Melissa.
go inside the turret all alone. They're not destroying this turret.
People,
Why?
the pros
For them
figured
to
out
get
what
9
Eudora
minions,
fits here, right?
But
Melissa,
the longer the minions stay at that turret,
with more
the
assassins
less
at close
gold
range,
that Onyx
Melissa
is gonna
has to
farm.
go
And
away
also,
to protect
again,
herself.
We see how
Eudora
all
has burst
members
damage
of Aurora
where
here, 5
in
members,
a meta
6
full of
minutes into the
squishies
game,
like
try to get
assassins
this mid lane.
trying to get
Here's the
people,
thing,
an
they keep on
instant
doing
answer
that,
is what you
just
need,
different
which is
lanes.
Eudora.
We're gonna be seeing like some action here.
You have
They're just
heroes like
positioning
Jushin, you have
themselves in
like
a way
Eve, you have
whoever is
Lilia.
in front,
They're
they
more
can
of a
punish.
DPS
That's
and
why
not
Joe is
some
there
sort
to
of
open
burst
up the
crowd
map,
control
and
type
then the Luya is
mage.
there kinda as a backup.
They're
If
not-
you're
they're
trying
not-
to catch
they're
any
not
of
what
our,
Eudora brings to the table.
Map openers, then we can deal with you. And
So you
this is
either have a
something that
burst
I feel
potential
like
hero
yesterday
like
Vitality
Eudora.
tried to
If
do,
you get
right?
close,
By
you're fucked.
having this barrage, you
But
have
if you want to go
basically
long
gap
range
closers, and I think that's the best
and
way
not want to get into
um,
the fight, Fartha is an option.
express what Aurora is doing.
If you want
early
some
game and
DPS
gap
and a
closers.
little bit of
Because
burst
when they
with a
engage
good amount
into the
of
fight here,
disengage, you
again,
get the Lilia.
timing,
If you want to
7 minutes, 15
control a
seconds.
whole
At this
battlefield
point,
like in a
if you're well
box,
fed,
you get the
you
Eve.
have 2 items.
And if you want just
But with
raw
2
crowd control
items,
from
you really
utility,
can't
you
do
get the
much
Jushin.
against the draft of Aurora.
It's very diverse. And
Because
if you
the
want
barrage
tank
is just too
killers,
much.
if you want
And the
constant
coming in from
damage
TNZ and
to melt down the
Sigibon
front line, you
is
have Gord.
also too much. So I
And
feel
there's
like
the utility of the
if
Valentina.
Onyx
The
wants
mid
any
lane,
hope of
the
winning
mid
this
lane
one,
scene is
they
actually really
just gotta
healthy.
make sure that
Yet
they
they're not the
step-by-step
fact that they're not at
eliminate
the top,
heroes that has
that
very strong
each
early game.
mid lane
Why
has
did I pick this
niches
again? I don't even remember.
in the meta.
That's because you threw your no
Makes
card
it sound
away, you still
healthy.
haven't grabbed it.
Don't need it. But yeah, honestly, that's the important thing. Is
Chance
that you have
Eudora
to
was the
realize
best in one of her
Aurora,
seasons since you
they're
get
gonna
maximizing
spend the
damage to
first
the
5
Don't
minutes
think spammable.
just
True.
torturing you in lane.
Yeah, even if
Afterwards,
Aurora,
they're gonna
excuse
get
me,
out of
even
lane,
even
and
if
then you're gonna go
Eudora
S5 and grab
has
as much
still
of the
has her
kills as you can.
identity as
And by the
one
time
shot
you try
burst,
to
one
fight
combo
back,
burst.
Guess what, buddy? You're not strong enough.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
still
You
have
really
some room
can't
for a
play
little
slow
bit more
against this
damage
team. It's
outside
something
of her
that's
combo,
proven
which
time and time
Yeah.
again,
also
every
is
single
why it
series
makes-
that they played. And I
it's
can't
also
help
what
but
makes
go
Eudora
back to the
really
point
good.
which he brought up earlier, because it's very similar to how TL ended up losing against them too. I agree.
I
And
used
it's
Eudora
also
before it was
reflected in the
cool.
picks. It's all reflected in the matchups, and I think that plays a crucial role, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they were really
Again,
went for
the thing about
counter
solo
bullet
queue,
earlier,
you know how to
and
play
even
it.
the mid duo.
You know
So
where
it's
the
like
Eudora
you've
lies, but
already
the rest of the
shown
people just
Aurora
simply
how
don't.
the rotations are probably going to look like, the pacing you're probably going to play with, and who you're playing for.
Well, let's take a listen
Playing
to
the
what
hero is one
Haku
thing.
had to say earlier
Playing
on, because
around
we had a chance
that
to catch
certain
up with
hero
him
is
before this
another.
game. Cho looked good in game 1. We'll see what he thinks coming into game number 2.
There's a reason why Sun is meta, because no one gives a
We are
crap
now
about
here
Sun.
with Pagu from Aurora.
And they're being
Gaming.
knowledge checked to
Pagu,
hell.
welcome.
Hello.
What did you say to me before this interview? Watermelon? What's that about?
Just testing the comms, right?
It's a knowledge check of hell
Where did you get
if
watermelon
Sun
from?
is in your solo queue game.
My coach always says it. I don't know.
Is it midnight?
Yeah, it's all midnight. Always
It's all
midnight.
Always midnight. Midnight. But, you know, going into this match, I think a lot of people are talking about your jungler. Tianzi has been popping off. I think people are saying that he's #1 in the jungle position. But as a roamer, how do you support a jungler like that?
So in this meta, because it's majority assassin jungle, right? So it's important that he's being protected.
Keep on
and he
drop,
can
keep on
farm
dropping the
safely,
chats.
right? So
I
you
keep
have
on
to
dropping
provide
in the
him
chats
vision, you
because I
have
need someone to
protect
talk
his
to.
Grim camps always. So
I gotta get
blue
the
buff
commentary up
majority of the
so
games,
that
right? So yeah, you just need to
the
protect
stream,
him at
the
all costs,
restream
even if you're alive.
is not
Okay,
dead.
protect him at all costs. And what happens if you fail to do that? What does Tianzi do?
If I fail to do that, the game gets harder, first of all. And second of all, we have to be more aggressive to regain the green camps from enemy side.
Does he get angry?
In some situations, I mean,
some
if it's our
situations.
mistake, but sometimes it's normal.
Vexana
Just
as
keep
well
up
is
the
already
good
there.
mindset, right? The game is not done.
So how do you,
Now
you
that
know, keep
Eudora's
him
up,
calm
another
and nice and so on and so
another
forth? Is there something that's
mage
special that you do, or you just have
supposedly
to
at the
do
bottom of the
protect
tier
green
list
camps?
that I want to
You
see.
just, if there's
is
a mistake, we
Cyclops.
try not to repeat it so it doesn't happen again. Yeah, just
Okay.
learn from
His skills
mistakes,
are more
basically.
Learn
spammable.
from the mistakes. We really like that. We really, really do.
A single
Is there
target
something that we don't know about
stun,
Tianzi,
a single
maybe?
target long range immobilize,
Um,
and it's lingering as well,
yeah, as
so
you said
teams will
earlier,
have
when
their
there's
eyes
no green
peeled
camps,
on that
Okay.
he
target.
might
It's
make
underrated.
sure that
To me,
next
it's
time
underrated.
Green camps are there.
Okay, so still about the green
If
camps.
Eudora's
Tianzi and his
nerfed,
green camps. There's something about
there's a
that relationship,
possibility a
but
close
that's
alternative
really
would be
good insight.
Cyclops,
Thank you
but
so
that's
much.
just me.
And we're also really curious about the rest of your team. Like, what's your
Cyclops
team
does
like?
not-
Because I feel like
Cyclops
in
does
interviews
not
you guys
need a
are very,
damage
like,
buff,
stoic.
but he
So
needs
who's
some
more
quality of life.
Emotion.
Needs quality of
Like,
life.
Where's the emotion?
does not
come
need more
from usually from your
damage.
team? Is there a certain player that's a little bit more emotive?
When we're talking like about hype, I would say Lunar is like the most one. in games when he gets the energy boost, right?
Oh, you don't like
everything
Cyclops?
is working out.
Too
in
bad,
games.
I do.
So Lunar.
No, when it comes to energy,
Okay.
right?
Hype, Lunar. Who's most calm?
Most calm for me, I think it's either Siggy or Rosa. But personally, I think Rosa, right? As a mid laner, just work for the team, right?
I
Listen
got
to the calls a bit.
candies to
I
soothe my
get the
throat.
vibes. I get the vibes. What about most
Ginger.
nervous before a match?
Oh, it's
Most
chewy
nervous?
candy.
It can be me, honestly, sometimes.
really?
I mean, with the green camps, as I said earlier.
And you're more nervous
Regular
because
and
of your own
extra
teammate.
strong.
If you let your teammates play, then game is good, right? If they're having good match. That's a job of a roamer, right?
I got candies
play
to
for your team.
soothe my voice.
That's true. That's
in
true.
case.
You're a really good roamer.
I would have wanted
Is
Pei
there
Pakwa.
anyone that's a little bit more like, does they tilt easy or they
Like,
get upset
they're like
fast?
lozenges, maybe.
Are you gonna say me?
Green camps.
I think
green-
they're, I think
oh,
they're
okay.
lozenges.
Okay, we got it. We got it.
But it's candy
so
for
coming
the
to this
throat.
next match,
if
are
you
you
know what I mean?
confident that you can win against Onyx again? Out of 0 to 10.
Out of 0 to 10, I would say 7. I mean, anything can happen. Maybe the draft will be like something crazy. Who knows? But so far, if we just play our normal game, I think we got this.
Okay. We'll take your word for it. But now, before we let you go, do you have a message to your teammates?
Yeah, guys, just keep up the good work. Let's play normal game, no tilting. I hope our green caps are safe and everything works out.
Okay. Thank you so much for this interview. It's been fun. And we're going to throw it
Strepsils?
over back to you
Not
guys.
strepsils, they're gummies. The ones that I have are gummies.
I never knew green camps were that important. I mean, you can see Pagu sweating, thinking
Yeah, I can
about he has
feel-
nightmares when he doesn't get the green camps for TNZ.
No, but the
at the
no,
end of
like
the day,
Pei
Aurora Gaming
Pakwa.
leave us with a
Like-
sentiment that we all felt, which is if they play their game,
I know how to spell
they're
it.
going to be okay.
Oh,
LaFell,
oh,
what
yeah,
do you
it
think
is.
about that?
I think green camps is great. Now
Then
I
these-
know,
these
don't take it
ones.
away from.
I
I
knew you were-
need
I
those.
I think this is why Mirko is
Becoming
mad at us
candies, they
sometimes.
come in
Take the
fluid.
camps away.
Whatever.
Oh, you guys
But
don't
sometimes
protect?
it's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Do you
Right?
play the game to win or to have fun?
Yeah, to win, for sure.
In this context.
In this context.
Can I try one?
You know?
Well, at least we had fun. Doesn't cut it when
I
you
don't have
lose
water
in the
with me.
knockouts, guys.
I
I
gotta
don't think
refill.
it does as well when you're representing the last remaining
I'm
MSC
gonna open
champion
this.
on the side of Onyx, who's still in this tournament. SRG and Team
This
Liquid
Ginger?
PH have gone out
This is
earlier.
Ginger.
It's just Onyx from 2023 who remain. If they lose here, we're gonna have a
That's
new
only
MSC
one.
champion. We're about to make some history if Aurora keep going, but that's a big if. And I want to bring it back to now.
Again, as a
Game
caster
two.
commentator,
What do we
you
wanna see
need
adjustment-wise,
throat-
especially if you're
throat
being
goats. What?
on the side of, you know, devil's advocate for how Onyx can turn
need
this
stuff for your
around.
throat.
Where do you think they
Stuff
got
for your
caught?
mouth. So the guy's
First of
gonna
all,
get
for
moist.
me, you know the story of the rabbit and the
Tortoise in the hair.
tortoise in the hair?
Yeah.
That doesn't apply
Gummy.
everywhere. Right here, you gotta go fast. You can't be like a
Yeah,
turtle.
slow and steady doesn't win the race
Exactly.
always.
Oh my
Turtle
god, ginger.
and,
Ah,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, tortoise.
Yeah,
you can
hair
feel the
is a
ginger. Oh my
different-
god.
Hair is a way to say rabbit, and tortoise is a different way to say turtle.
Crocodile
tortoises
and
are
alligator are
different.
different.
What team
They
you
are
supporting?
different, you're right,
It
but-
would have been Team
So are
Liquid,
turtles
but
and
they
tortoises.
dropped the ball.
you
So
guys
my
only
bet,
heard of the turtle and the rabbit story, huh?
my heart,
And the
said,
tortoise
my
and the
heart,
hare.
all right. My heart says
It's a different
Falcons,
rabbit
but my
wins.
mind says
Just
Aurora.
kidding.
It's a turtle.
It
But
is
yeah.
still the turtle or the tortoise.
But still, it's just that you gotta fight speed for speed. That's like the main.
Oh my
takeaway
god,
for
it
this
tastes so
one.
bad.
Because
I
if
mean,
you
it's
lose by
ginger.
the first 5
Like,
minutes of the game, Aurora
this is
just
not
the
a
kind of
candy.
team that
This is
won't
not
make
a candy.
mistake That gives
Oh my
you
God.
that avenue to fight back.
Well, I think the problem when you get into a major tournament like this is there's a lot of people, a lot of chefs, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and they all have an idea. You also have an identity as a
Okay,
team. which got you
exclusively
here.
for
And
work.
if the identity
Exclusively
that's
for
working
work.
against you
I'm
is
not
not
eating this
the
again.
identity that you know is your best way to play the game.
Aurora, so fun to watch, I
it's
agree.
difficult, Prig.
They're respecting
I
Rafa
actually
mid now.
agree with that because I feel like Onyx still just played with their identity. They played to their strengths.
YG is a
but
big threat.
It's something that's being exploited
They are.
again and again by
Because
Aurora because again
you
they have so many
cannot
cards up their
count out
sleeve. They
Myanmar.
have so many ways to
Really.
deal with what has been considered the meta and the
Who is that
strengths of
guy?
Onyx for the longest time.
Drax?
We have a special mention here from someone.
Midnight.
Dinosaur.
Ping
It's a
Ping
dinosaur.
500.
Oh,
Speaking of dinosaurs, the Barat
Reminds me of
does
Japan
seem
back
to
in
be
the
quite
day.
a problem. It's just that
M2?
I feel
M2?
like the reason why Aurora
10S?
keeps on winning, they keep on winning the side lanes, right? So stop that. Stop that. If you can't deal with the Paquito, hey, ban it out.
I agree. I think Paquito should be banned. It's
Well,
not
it's a-
like
it's a gummy.
prioritized by
I have
Onyx
to chew it.
in a major way, and
True.
it's obviously not only a potential
I
flex
can't even bite
to
through it.
gold lane, which we've seen that again, but it's just too powerful. And when you combine that with the Cho and the Barats, they have two literal
The ginger is the
solo
same ginger that
ISO ults
had
and
when I
moments
was
to displace members on
sick with a
Onyx,
cough.
and that's exactly
You
what
need,
you
like,
don't want. You wanna
lemon,
play steady,
honey,
you wanna play
ginger.
Onyx way, and so
Because
how
my
do you do
throat
that? You
was
eliminate
aching.
the things that can disrupt you, and I feel like we should see not just a Selena ban, guys. I feel like Cho should be banned second phase if possible.
Need
and
more top
Paquito.
3 region? Top
Or pick
region.
it up early because again,
I would say top
Aurora,
3.
Their draft always have good gap.
But I'm just
closers, so I
gonna
feel
say
like Onyx
never
shouldn't
count them
be
out, like-
super.
They
I
will
would say
always be respected.
enthusiastic
BNMR
have
has to be
heroes that are
respected,
long range
always.
because somehow, some way, Aurora will find a way to close the gap.
And Onyx should take advantage of this blue side because I think both of them really favor blue side, but they banned the
Hirara?
Barretts instead. So
That's
This is up.
bad.
okay, it's
They are
gonna be
open and
Hirara
has a
for Onyx,
Fiery.
but as you mentioned, the Atlas,
More assassins.
even the Belleric
Valentina.
and that Paquito is still open.
What did they
all
want
over
from
again.
this? Are they trying to open up Paquito early? I mean,
Yeah.
was
I feel like for Aurora, because they battled the Valentina, they should be picking
I need
up the
water, hold
Atlas
on.
here.
Oh my God, I
Atlas
need
plus
water.
One.
Oh
The
my
plus
God.
one is going to be the
Derpy.
big question. I feel like it's
Be
not
right
a bad
back.
time to pick up a Paquito.
because he could. Oh, you're.
Oh, the Uranus.
Wait,
Uranus
And
Belleric.
Belleric. That's interesting.
Oh, but here's the thing. Uranus and Belleric are very high sustained heroes. So in terms of marksman, I can see the carry doing quite well here.
yeah, but are they baiting Onyx just to pick
I
up the
think they
carry?
are.
Because
I
if
think they
so,
are.
then they will no longer have a choice of a Paquito Gold. And that's something that Aurora can eventually consider still over to their side. So Onyx have to be very particular about their choices here because the carry really looks good, but you also don't know what other range options would come out from Aurora. You don't know what Rosa's playing in mid just yet. So they will go for it, Esmeralda. This is looking like a dead lane in the EXP, at least for the matchup. The gold ring is really what matters at this point.
We also saw the Atlas picked up, and it did not work. It was Vamos trying to do a lot with the Atlas, and they're actually going to go away from it. Zushin, and then the Rafa.
I was thinking about Rafaela when I saw the Uranus Belleric.
Okay, Onyx.
Instant.
This is a problem.
Okay.
They don't have enough bans to take out early game junglers. I feel like maybe they can take out Nolan, because I feel like Nolan with the Belleric and the Rafa, I think is just a bit too much.
Ah,
That was a very fast.
It's your top 3
Rafa
region,
pick,
still
and I feel like
Philippines.
it's gonna be good to deal with all 3 members of Onyx here. Just the
I
slowdown by
think a
itself.
team
speeding up the
losing does not
Uranus,
define a
he's
region.
gonna stick
Just
onto
gonna-
them.
I'll
and here's
say
the
a
thing,
team
they won't have
of a
enough
region does not define the
damage
region
early
itself.
game to potentially deal with the Uranus.
Yeah, because you're already seeing the juice in. That's that.
Like, imagine-
And also, it's just mostly the juice in and
SRG?
Hirara, because if you're looking at them and
SRG?
the possibility of them scaling, then
The
you might
same
have
scale,
to
well, not right now,
another
but like
source for
imagine,
mid to
for
late
example,
game damage,
SRG
which
the
I
same
feel
scale as
is
Philippines and
something
Malaysia,
that's gonna be very tough
and then
for
there's
Onyx, 'cause the rotations are
ECA
looking too
Turkey,
fast for Aurora. You're
then the
already
rest of
expecting for them
Malaysia.
to pick
Like
up
that,
early
for
to mid-game
example.
jungler as
So
well.
SRG does not
At least
equal
Paquito's
the
not
entirety
there,
of
but
Malaysia.
either way, I think it works out for Aurora. They'll have late game
That being said,
heroes
still
as
Philippines,
options later on.
Indonesia, still
I
top
feel
2.
like Onyx need to pick something up like a high loss, something that can slow down Aurora here because they're looking very fast with this Rafaela.
don't know, actually.
Because Cho would have been the best option, but again, Cho gets
There
banned
could be
out.
either-
Aurora has one more ban here, and I feel like Onyx
Huh.
should ban out something
I don't
like
really know.
the
Hold on.
Nolan. But the problem is, we just don't know. Maybe there is
Philippines,
a surprise pick coming in
Indonesia.
the jungle later on. They might still force a link for
The
all we
fact
know.
that ECA is kind of
That's pretty much
consistently
the same idea we saw in game number 1,
Yeah.
where they're just going to play slow. They're going to be a lot more passive
Consistently
than we want them
performing?
to be. And Aurora, they've been doing such a great job
I would
at
say
taking
ECA.
Onyx into drafting these kinds of patterns.
Yep. They've been fantastic with it. This has been a
Singapore
draft
hasn't been doing
masterclass so
well.
far from
The rest of
Aurora.
Malaysia
Yeah,
hasn't
you look
been
at just
doing
those
well.
3 heroes at the front on Aurora's side. It's going to be
Mekong
difficult. It's going to
is
be an early game
aight.
problem.
Myanmar is
and if you're looking
also-
at Pagu's pick here, but more importantly,
is
the response
more than
that Onyx
aight.
can have after the hair is shown. There's got to be a
Turkey,
win
ECA,
condition on the side lanes. That's
Myanmar.
the issue that Onyx have faced. They have not been able to do their thing and get to late game. They have to figure that out here.
I feel
Turkey,
they need a
ECA,
carry
or
here.
Myanmar
Yeah.
I just
is
need a carry.
possible.
Okay, I'm also
They
looking
need
at
physical.
What
What the
Keyway could
hell?
actually pick up because I feel like AoE will really matter here if they want to slow
Minotaur,
things down.
maybe?
Minotaur is a great option. I was thinking of that, and you also have sustain. So if Aurora actually go in for the dives, then they might have ways to last a bit more longer in the team fights. And if it's sustained team fights you're looking at, yes, you have the Esmeralda, but what is gonna be the carry?
Got enough magic damage.
I really
They
feel like
need
Minotaur
physical.
carry is gonna be a good
Ling
update.
is not a Ling is
Atlas
not
still
banned.
open.
Atlas is there.
It's just the gold lane here. I wonder if
Suyo
you wanna go for Brody. I
Ling.
think Brody is a good shot.
Ranger.
Is worse though, I think.
The only reason why I was iffy about the Atlas is because I feel like at this point in the draft you're going to
Oh,
settle
wait.
with pickoffs.
Rafa also countered.
Lucas!
Unique hero.
Lucas in the jungle.
I fucking love you,
Or is this gonna
Midnight.
be like
Okay.
Lucas EXP and then Uranus jungle?
This is tough. This is tough.
I could see Uranus jungle as well.
No,
It is Uranus jungle.
Lucas
Oh,
jungle.
wait, no, they change.
Wait.
All right, Lucas jungle then. All right,
Lucas
so
jungle.
Minus on the EXP.
I think Onyx, they might have overthink this because Atlas kind of gets countered by the Rafa with the speed up and slow down.
Yeah.
The
Yo,
Ranger, I
wait.
think it's just because his Kelra's comfort. I don't think it's going to be good enough though. You can't really burst down Aurora.
And
Yeah.
even if you do, there's a passive that
Yeah.
Rafaela
Oh
can
my God.
utilize to just bring them back in action. So this is looking like a really good game for Aurora, honestly.
Oh my god,
Feels
Lucas.
like more
They're
of the
gonna
same
wreak havoc. They're
early
gonna wreak
game
havoc.
problem. Don't know if Onyx have found a solution, but this is the time to test their theories because they are only a few games away from
I just
getting knocked out.
realized
Aurora trying to
the
go
ring light is
2-0 up
not
here
on.
over Onyx.
The ring light is not on.
And the game begins. So far,
3,
the
2,
statement
1.
has been set by
Ah,
Aurora. Hey,
I
we've already
counted
taken
backwards
game
and I
number 1,
fingered
and
forward.
we're still
Pause.
going to be whipping out some new tech against Onyx. And look at this. Once again, we do see the Rafaela. This time paired up with two tanky boys, a
Dude,
particular
okay,
Leonin who scales
chemistry,
up very,
execution
very quickly
diff.
and very, very deadly.
Execution
and
diff.
Of course, the man himself, Lucas.
Well, I love this. Again, some unique heroes come through. Leave it up to Aurora Gaming and Coach Midnight to make this happen. I remember specifically, I think it was LaFell that was asking about the Lucas jungle even back in the wild cards to going through. Well, finally it comes out in the knockouts. You can see
Killing
that
spree on the
battle in the
Tianzi,
XP
he's
lane
for
that
sure
we're so
going
used to
damage.
seeing. Of course,
Gonna
Luna's
aid
struggle
by
a bit
the
with
healings
there
of
with
Rosa,
Esmeralda,
and
but
Pago
again,
gonna
the
be initiating.
idea here,
They
the
have
behind this
to
draft from Aurora
be
is you've got so
early.
much speed to
They
work with,
have
so much
to be
sustainability,
stompy.
the potential to bring someone
Onyx
back.
can't
Mind
afford
you,
to be
it's
behind.
flying
Kelra,
clouds as
he's
well.
not gonna get
So
stacked.
that's a whole nother thing too.
Hirara
Just
that's
how quick
behind
Aurora
is
can
so
get back into
bad.
fights that Onyx is going to have
Based
to
on my
kind of
experience, I'm
keep
not that-
notion
I'm not
of,
that good
because
at Hirara.
again, when you're
Only
getting all
in-
these
only
heals
before
through
release.
and you're this tanky for Aurora, you can't overstay if you're Onyx, and that might be one of the biggest problems for them.
Here,
I
this
mean,
is
let's
just
not
they're
forget,
like good.
again, most people have tend
Steamrollers.
to kind of lean away from Lucas
Rory
because he's so
love the
ability
skirmish.
driven.
Skirmish.
And his ult, again, you can wait for the full duration where you can get into these fights like right now and see whether you can start building enough charge to maximize
They really
it
want
as
to.
soon as you get it.
Janzi's gotta
That's the
keep on hitting
issue,
heroes
It's
to
going
get that
be a matter
ultimate,
of
which
spacing
he
from
will.
both sides. You can see that even Sans has opted not to go for Wilderness Blessing and instead pull yourself together to make sure that he can flicker out of the way in case things get really, really dangerous, which I would assume will.
Beautiful
as we see
damage
Lunar,
from
he
Kyrie.
is having a tough time in this lane.
Yeah. They gotta put
Sidelinks
pressure somewhere,
is
and right now
Sidelinks gotta
that's
need
gonna
work
be
because
on the Uranus up there in that XP.
Oh,
lane
by the way,
for
Naruto.
Lunar.
Naruto.
Turtle's up though, so right now Onyx has favor to go ahead and get in position if they can. Keyboy doesn't have level 4 yet. He's
Lunar is
getting
gonna need
information
level
where TNZ
4.
is, though, so
The
that
side
gives
lane has gotta be a
Kyrie chance
factor.
to
Mid
secure his
trio
buff,
is
and then
basically
we'll see if this
Aurora.
breaks out into a fight.
But-
Response though, they know Keyboy's here. Sigibama rotating up to allow this
Ignored
buff to be
side lanes
secured.
are
The fight
pretty
for the
much
Turtles
that
already gonna
important,
start
but
up,
now
it's
they
less
gotta
than half
participate in
health.
the fight. Kyrie
Secured
still
by
taking the
Kyrie.
turtle.
Let's see if they disengage here. Pago
Ah.
too low, so objective
Onyx
secure
needs
for
health.
Onyx.
Oh, that's a bit of a waste here.
Onyx
Honestly,
gotta
it's
have
a pretty
head
huge win
starts,
because
which they
now
already
Kelra
do have.
at least
So,
get
yeah.
some gold shielding here, just to get a little bit of a lead against Sigibom at this
They're
point.
trying-
in time. And
they're
not to
re-
mention
they're
that I
being
think that Onyx
extremely
also
safe here.
recognize that, hey, we gotta be careful. We cannot underestimate this Lucas. There's a very good chance that he can just power through a lot of our abilities, even if they do have the Fatal Links here. Keep in mind, anti-CC is going to be a big mechanic here for Tien. Oh, this is dangerous. Wait a second.
Oh, who gets it? Who gets it?
I don't know if they want to keep
Sans?
on doing this, but
Sans
Onyx
got
is a
it.
smart choice but to back away.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you can still say
Sans
Pago
got the
wasn't a
purple.
green camp. You know,
Oh,
that was a-
Onyx is-
That was a buff that went over in the hands there of Kyrie, but still kind of trying to maintain this jungle. Skypiercer is picked up by Kelra. That's kind of what we were thinking with that.
Oh,
Graves
Onyx
being
are
picked up here.
out
Again, it is a
maneuver-
comfort pick,
they're
but
out-
also if you
they're
can start to build those
really
stacks for Kelra,
out-rotating
obviously that's
Aurora.
really going to help. And he
They're
has
really
to
avoiding
play at
fights
range
because-
against this kind of lineup here
Again-
that Aurora Gaming has. So
Lucas and Bellic
steady
aided by the
start for
Raphael.
Onyx,
It means it's
building
just
up
gonna
already
stop
a
his
nice
stomp.
little lead.
So
we
they're
don't mind not
Onyx is
interacting in
literally
these
choosing
early
their
stages
fights
of the game
wisely.
until everybody's got their ultimates and they find the right position to do so. And I think
They
as
might leave
long as
Aurora,
recognize this. Hey,
like-
we need to fight on our terms and only.
They might
our
have to
terms.
force
There's a lot of things in
fights.
the early game that actually.
Oh, hold on. Oh
Here
my
in the mid
god.
lane, this
Wow.
is gonna matter. Keyboy fallen. First blood to the hands of Siggy
There's a
Boom.
pick off. Pick
Gonna
off.
rotate here through.
It's not over. It's not over.
Lunar choke
Lunar
slammed.
gonna get thrown around.
Out control there.
TNZ though, they're on
TNZ.
this side. He
Up
wants
the ultimate.
this
Beast
purple
mode.
buff if he can take it from Kyrie. This is a bit of a risk, but they're gonna go for it anyway. Loopy on this offside goes in with a falling star
Falling
moon.
star
Able to
moon
find two.
on Loopy.
Pushes them back, but again,
Kyrie
they
now
still have
going
that
in.
follow-up damage.
Get the
Just yet,
torrent.
they'll bring back
Lunar is gonna be the target, but he is
might
still
try
a
to
tanky
split
Uranus.
things up, just
He may be
sacrificing
the
himself
sacrifice, but
to
Aurora
keep
is
the
willing
rest
to
of
give it
Aurora
away.
up as Loopy will take Lunar down.
Okay, okay. At least he gives that kill over to
And there's a
Lupi instead
respawn.
of Kelra at this stage of the game. But for now, you can see that Aurora, they can kind of fight forever. And Onyx also recognized that. Now, at least first items already done. Turtle goes into the hands of Onyx. This is going great for them, but it's an ever-moving pendulum. Now, Sigabum gets to catch up back on Gold. Gold here.
This
He's
is
got a kill in
tactical.
hand.
This
but now
game
he's
is
got the extra
tactical
play as well.
AF.
He should finally have a slight lead.
Sky
with
Piercer?
Kelra.
Okay.
Sky Pierce and
Didn't have to pop
Lucas.
the Purify, just drop down the Zaman Force.
Well,
But,
the
yeah, as you
lineup's
mentioned,
gotta have one of them.
Yeah, a
So
lot of
yeah.
extra gold off
Ew.
that turret. That's kind of what Siggyboom needed. But again, he did get that first kill too. Uh-oh. He knows his Dominant Force is down. Kelra
Up,
will
Kelra.
go in. A quick kill. The
Expect it
killer
from Kelra.
instinct
He
would
knows-
have known Zaman Force wasn't
Rank
available.
games, bro.
Makes a
Rank
move,
games.
and now
Granger
bottom
versus
side,
Harris.
super breakout, TNZ, Fatal Links.
Fatal
into
Links
it,
use
can't
up
escape
Key Boy.
Pagu.
Beautiful
Gonna
catch.
be next.
They're playing on
Talk
Kelra
about
now.
value
The gold
for your Sky
standard.
Piercer for Kelra.
Great
Standard.
knowledge from
Gold
Kelra.
st-
He
gold
understood
standard.
what the assignment was. Hey, no Zaman Force, you don't have a flicker, you can't run away from me, and I love it. If you want to just sit underneath their turret, I can harass you for days without anything left. I think at this point, Kelra is going to be a much bigger
Wow,
problem to
they
Aurora.
know
Now
their
the
shit.
game
They know
is
their shit.
starting
They
to
know
fall
their
apart.
shit, Onyx.
Luckily for Sigaboom, he doesn't lose too much here because they
Kelra
still
knows
have
the
pressure
matchup
from Rosa to get
extremely
the
well
revives down. But
against
Kelra,
Harris
now
as a
building up
Granger.
on these Sky Piercer stacks, they
Proven
need
and
to cut
tested.
it in half at some point in the game.
Yeah, you know,
How we're
you
gonna
know
get
when that
stacks.
setup happens and you don't have the Zaman Force
Onyx did their
available for
homework.
Siggyboom,
Onyx did their homework. Love
Onyx
it.
will take advantage of that. So a really good decision there. Pagu obviously needed to pick up a little more defensiveness. Gets a Radiant Armor locked in now for him. But it's just, again, Onyx building up on this lead very early on is going to be great for them.
They're
Turret
not
going
gonna
down on
get-
top
they're
side.
not
Looks
gonna
like
get
Siggyboom
an
should be able to
engage
get
on
that
the
one, but now
TNZ.
Lunar could possibly be in trouble. The rest of the teams here, though,
You're gonna play on
taking up,
Kelra
picks up a
stacks.
dominance ice,
A lot
but
of
this
stacks
turtle
right
is
there.
up. Are we going to see 3 for 3?
Sigabum trying to
for
compensate
Onyx
down
in
on
the
bottom
turtle
lane.
Probably. They're going to have to contest this, I suppose, but the lead isn't looking too good. And I think the real question is whether or not Kelra is going to be here for the fight. It looks like he is. They've already taken the tier 1s on both sides, both, again, losing lanes for Aurora at this stage, considering everything that has happened. But if they can find the opening, and here comes Lunar.
Yep, they're gonna
Oh,
go for
Lunar gonna be the
Just
target.
blast
Oh my
it
god, burst it
though.
down.
Has
Had to use a
off the
consecration. Key Boy still chasing
TNZ
with a
look-
frigid
oh,
breath.
opening. Wrath the Dryad.
Key Boy is down.
Key
Oh,
Boy,
whoa.
they get thrown out by the
Oh,
Lancer.
Loopy.
Loopy's
He's got a stack. He's got a stack.
Flickering
Kyrie's still there. He still gets the retreat.
Kyrie able to get the turn.
A level, two level advantage.
It's a trade. And now with the speed, they're able to get
Holy
some
damage.
distance here
Wow.
for Aurora Gaming.
Rosa
They're
using
gonna go ahead
the
and
revival.
respawn, revitalize Pagu back up. They lost the objective fight, but it looks like Aurora still willing to take these fights.
That was beautiful stuff. Like, Lunar got a lot out of Onyx.
Dude, this is
Sans
this is
even using
mechanical.
his ult as well, making sure that they got basically everything down. Kelra trying his best,
TNZ
but
got
Pagu
a
switches
stack,
the role
though.
with Lunar to get right in front of Kelra's
Sky
face to make
Piercer.
sure that nobody else needs to die here. If one person dies, that's totally fine. 2 people, too much.
If Kelra dies,
Prolific
if
Roar
Kelra
now
dies.
picked up too.
Oh lord.
Well, Fatal Links, instant kill.
They're playing on
Eventually, you're
Kelra because
not
they
gonna be able to
really
just
had to
keep
do what they had to
respawning
play with
Pagu
it.
now. Whoa.
Oh,
Again,
choke
Suns
slam.
up here in the front
Lunar.
row. Rosa trying to get away too.
And
This
Rosa
is
being
a
the target.
messy
Key
fight between
Boy
two turrets
drive by with the
as
Fatal
they
Links.
back off. Meanwhile,
Sigabum.
up top,
He does not want to
He's
fight
been dealing
against
with a lot of
Esmeralda.
pressure on this Harith. I mean, Onyx now is not letting up in the jungle.
Yeah, it's really tough for TNZ at this stage. Unfortunately for TNZ, in this matchup against Kyrie,
on Hirara, I don't think it's very easy because unfortunately for TNZ, a lot of Lucas's moveset is one-dimensional. You don't have a way to kind of delay the timings of it. You don't have a way to kind of come from different angles. It's very straightforward. I run you down. I'm pushing
Focus
you
on
back
mid-late game.
either into my team
Yeah, because
or away from my team.
Aurora has
But Hirara is so
early
different,
game
especially with the
durability to the
items as
max.
well. Oh, this could be a
So
punish.
if Onyx get their items
trouble
and
again.
really waiting for the
Doesn't have a flicker
scalings,
available. The
the
rest of the
stacks
team
of
have to help
Kara,
support him up.
there's a
Now
damage
throw
dealers, they're
themselves into
gonna
the fight. Lunar trying to get
they
away.
can
And now Pagu on the
100%
disengage
go toe to
too.
toe
Luffy
now.
up on the front side. They call it off though. They don't want to overcommit to this. They see the purple buff is up. They're going to put some pressure here. Kyrie goes in.
Stolen.
And TNZ doesn't have the purple.
Yep, but that means that Kyrie doesn't have retribution. So far, this could be a forced fight here. They know that Keyboard doesn't have the Fatal Link, so they have a very short...
Luffy is
window
gonna
to
strike with the
punish.
Falling
So far,
Storm.
Lunar has not been able to open up
Aurora, Onyx gonna provoke Aurora. Whoa!
The Dryad Lunar
Dryad
taking some
use up
shots, the
Lunar.
bouncy shots.
Ah, Sky Piercer!
Gets a kill. Sky Piercer proc. TNZ gonna follow.
Oh my god, Onyx are good. Holy crap.
Load up Rosa. A double for Kelra. They ignore the Lord. They go for Pagu. Pagu, where's the tree to run here, man? Being chased down by Sans and Kelra. Couple shots of the Rhapsody, and boom, another.
Man, Sans and Kelra are playing out of their minds right now. Sans, hyper-aggressive, you're really big punishers
Kelra
on
the carry,
TNZ.
Kelra
Making
the
sure,
carry.
like, even though TNZ has anti-CC, doesn't necessarily mean he's safe, right? He still needs Rosa to bail them with the extra movement speed to help close that distance, because that's...
Now
Lucas's
that
biggest
is when the
problem, right?
lineup
TNZ
of
jumps into the
Aurora
middle of this fight,
falls.
tries to make something happen by pushing
Because
Luffy out of
Sigibum
the
is gonna
way,
be
but
the main
unfortunately,
damage dealer,
the
and
entire time, Sans
Tianzi
just
is
building up
gonna
the
be
butterfly stacks on
so
top of him.
on a
Rosa can
timer
try
when
and
he
bail
gets
him
those
out of there, but
engages.
once you are committed to the lightning, to the quick step,
Yep.
it's just too much to handle. And I think they just need to take a breath here. Think about it for a moment. So far, their main win condition is going to be Sigibum. The early game is done for Aurora.
Yeah, this is tough too, because meanwhile, when all that happened, there was a great kind of split push happening with Onyx. You know, Loopy taking out that top turret, that defense shield. You can see it here in the mid too, being down.
80
max stacks
stacks.
here for Kelra. Just so much value on this Granger.
Max
It's
stacks.
comfort for a reason, and now they're knocking on the base turrets of Aurora Gaming as the mid turret falls. Lord makes its way down bot. Lunar, half health already. Even on this Uranus, he's gonna pop the Consecrate. All turrets are gonna be
Consecration, brute
stripped
force
out of the
used
base
up.
of Aurora Gaming.
Irie,
But now
gonna
with
have
Onyx,
some
a 10,000
durability.
gold lead.
All
They dealt
inhibitor
with
turrets
this in game one,
down.
and now it's their turn.
Keyboy from the
Keyboy
back trying to
looking
look
for
for
an
a Fatal
opening
Links.
here. Lord's gonna be worked
Hagu
on.
as
Keyboy
well with the Flying
jumps
Clouds.
on in.
Chanty
Final
taking a lot of damage. Fatal Links. Keyboy still wants to go for it.
Still on
And
the
now
defense, too. They gotta
Beast
hold it together.
form
Kelra
trying to get the
firing off
damage.
backside. He's
Tianzi
got the space
shoots
to work with.
down.
Sigibum, all the shields
Oh
in the
my
world.
god, that's
They gotta go
over.
heal back up, but the crystals are going to be locked on.
Is it?
TNZ up on the front side.
It's over.
Kelra gets another. Make it a triple. Can he get the Maniac? They line it up. What a way to take game 2 for Onyx.
A convincing win
Wow.
for Onyx. Sans, man.
They debunked it. They
Gideon
debunked.
Sans is back.
They
And
debunked
not to
the
mention,
Rafa.
every
They
side
debunked the
laner
Rafa. Good
was
job.
winning.
Good
Kelra
job.
was winning. Ludwig won right at level
They're avoiding
1.
a lot
I think
of
this
fights
just boils
and
down
then
to,
waiting
man,
for the
our
correct
lane
time
phase
to
kinda
engage.
sucks, and what
And
we need
played
to
around
fix here in the
Kelra.
draft is to make sure one of these lanes need to
And it's so
win.
evident
If
that
it's gonna be
they
Sigibum's lane,
know their win
they
conditions.
better
So
make sure that
good
he has
on
Flicker
good
rather
on
than the
Onyx.
Purify, and that's something that you can't
Very
really
good for Onyx.
control, especially since half of those spells are dedicated to this Atlas.
Yeah. And, you know, just as we saw how Aurora made things work for them in game 1, especially with the draft that they brought, this one stopped in its tracks. It's nice to see the Lucas, you know, it's nice to see a new hero come to play, but it just didn't work, Gideon. You know, this was a struggle from the start to the finish. Onyx really put the pressure
They
on
exposed.
just the
Yeah,
jungle, but then
exposed.
the rest of the map. I mean, it was really hard for Tianzi to even secure his buffs that he needed and everything else, but also just really good positioning and fighting from Kelra here and the rest of the Onyx squad, because again, you look at all the room Kelra has here in these highlights. He has all the space to work with, and Sans was so good at playing that Jushin, bringing them back with the Lantern, bringing them, utilizing the beacon if he had it to. But I mean, look at this. Even in this, Kelra has all the space in the world to move here.
Yeah, it's just so difficult. Hopefully they figure it out here. We're going to be throwing it over to break it down even more with Rain Day and the boys, of
Anti-Ube
course, Brigida as well.
anti-Ube lineup after all.
Thank you so much. I mean, this was the
Especially
gold
with the
standard in
Atlas.
action.
Yeah, because
Gideon and
they want to be Ube,
but
but
like
like
cast on that one either. It's
Atlas
been
loves it.
quick, decisive games
Atlas
on both
really
sides
loves
of it. And
Pumped
now,
up
Brig,
peeps.
MFL, or maybe I should call you both the boys.
Dismantle
we
them piece
feeling?
by piece.
She's our
Keyword
boy, man.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're-
completely
you're one of the
dismantled.
boys,
They
Brig.
dissected
I
the
can,
lineup.
We're
They
like,
know when not to
accept
fight.
like Kada?
And I'm not
Do you
saying
approve
that
thing?
I don't know.
Resell, whatever.
Brain Knight
Yeah,
overcooked.
it's your call now, right?
I
Yeah,
see,
no,
I
I
see
don't
the
See what
vision,
pounds.
but it's just a
Let's
simple,
keep workshopping, and
Yeah.
then
A
we'll
simple
figure it out.
outsmarting
like
is
Onic as
just
well, who
enough-
kept
just
workshopping,
it's
and
all
then
that
they
it
figured
takes.
it out. I think this was a really great response. I feel like this is the chance that they needed. They took it. They finally answered back to Aurora's early game, and they punched them right back. And now Aurora, your move.
Yeah, the Rafaela coming out was something that really I thought was going to be terrifying, was especially terrifying for Onic and their potential early game. But it was very visible in that game, also mentioned by the casters throughout the game. They won out big on their laning phase, and that's what mattered the most. That's what prevented Aurora from actually maximizing the capabilities of this lineup. Because honestly, on paper, Rafaela, Lucas seem really scary.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is one of those situations where, especially Kelra, can argue for a raise, be like, did you see my performance? Because
like,
honestly,
Onic played it
this is, I would
perfectly,
say, Riggs
absolutely
is all the
perfectly.
players. Because
Yeah.
this is kind of like them, you know what? I spit on your draft. Screw the draft. As long as I'm better, I'm good.
They were better.
Dude, I'll show later during
Yeah.
that thing where you hold the mic. Like, this is
illustrated, yeah.
legit. Just like, I'm better than you. That's it. That's why I won.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but I think that is selling it too
Early
short
game,
because I
though.
agree that that's the case, but they weren't able to do that in game one because Aurora had positioned themselves so well.
wait.
What went
Here
wrong
are
in
first-
this one?
here are our
how
first
did they
pick,
get to the
and
point where it's
then,
like, yeah,
you're-
let's have an
you're in
even
a
fight and I can
Beleric.
just show them better?
They don't have
They showed their cards
Really? 'Cause
already.
That's that important.
Because Siggy Boom
The
lost that lane
Esme-
hard.
That's
and
true.
we
Blue
saw
3
Lunar losing his lane hard. That's
right.
the
Actually
big
well
difference.
played
And
because
we
it goes
talked about
well
this in
against
the
Uranus.
previous one where like Aurora has been winning because they side lanes keep on winning.
And they
What
let
happens
Kelra
when
be
you lose?
last
Yeah,
because
and I
he
think you
knows
see
the
how
pure
that was
matchup.
the plan,
He knows the
the
matchup
idea
against
that
Harris. They
went
picked the
from
Atlas.
start when
They had
drafted
to
this
force the
lineup,
Harris to
'cause
purify.
Even the execution
And
tells
then
you that
the
they just
fact
really
that
wanna
Terra has
keep
complete knowledge on
evading,
how
they
to
really
lane
wanna
against
keep
a Harris
fighting
as a
because that's what
Granger,
their lineup
which
is
means that he
really
can go up close and
strong.
personal
In
and
terms of-
win the
that's where
lane
their
against
lineup's
Harris.
really strong. It's in terms of
Kelra
fighting,
is completely
it's in
skilled.
terms of just out-sustaining,
So the fact that you have
always getting
side
back in the fights
lanes
because,
that
again, you have
are
Rafaela, you're on
kind of
flying
50-50
clouds,
is
but
not
also
what
it's
you
because
really
you're
want.
mostly
Because you need
fight
a
your
lot of
lineup,
freedom
but you
for
don't
your
really
side
get to see
lanes
them get to that point where
to
you
maximize
feel like
that
they
mid-trio
just rather
of
would
the
not, or
Beleric,
Onic would rather
Rafaela,
not fight against them
and
because they actually had the damage to deal with them.
Lucas.
Kelra stacking on those Sky
Beleric,
Piercer
Rafaela
stacks
mid-duo.
early on
It's gotta be
did
maximized
not
with
allow
pure
for
rotations and
Aurora
just
to play the game that they want.
pure
That could be the difference. They're
steamrolling,
not
which
expecting
they
that.
couldn't
Fell
do
breakdown
because
what we saw
Onic was
Onic
completely safe
respond
at it.
here in
And
game
the fact
two.
that they won the lanes.
Very elegant in the way that you grab the mic. So
On the sides.
honestly, like we're not gonna be looking much at the draft here because it really is on that execution. Because I just want to show two big things here, right? Look at this. This is level 1 Lunar. Again, could you like lower it a bit? Just to scale you. Okay, thank you. Like Lunar is level 1 and then Loopy is level 2. You guys didn't catch it, but
Yeah,
she
those
just put it,
side lanes
like,
are
so
the
high.
side lanes
Anyways,
from Onic
level
are
1,
winning.
level 2. This is
So
already
it's
quite
just
a
the
big win
mid-trio
because,
on the early
again,
game.
The reason why we see Aurora
Yeah.
doing well in game number 1, they got the Barats.
Lucas is
Barats
kind of
wins
level
the
4
lane quite hard.
dependent.
Now Lunar is getting bullied a bit, and this is also why I want to say
The early
that
game is
Kelra
actually
deserves
skewed.
a pay raise. He deserves a bonus because look at the situation here. I mean, honestly, because he does have the flicker, so he is a little bit more brave to go for this trade. But look at this 1v1, straight up 1v1, going up against Sigibum, and then he dies. And then look at the state of the minions as well. Even the gold card is almost dying. So there's a lot of gold on the table There's a lot of gold on the table that's being denied here by Onic. And then when we go into the team fights, just like what Gideon said, we got to look at Suns because Suns is honestly destroying the composition of what Aurora is trying to do. And what Aurora is trying to do, all right, Aurora is trying to do is that they have 1 or 2 dedicated map openers, and this one is going to be Lunar. And every single time, I'm just showing you one clip, but Suns multiple times pick up the front line of the team, and then look at how all the while Kelra in the back, he has free range to keep on hitting because look at all the HP being brought down by the rest of Onic here. And then all the while, just look at Kelra. Kelra is just waiting patiently. He just wants that final hit. And with the Sky Piercer, that's kind of all you need. Look at the positions here. Look at
Pago went in, but not
how
onto
Lunar is going to
Kelra.
get gonna get targeted, and then later on, oh, I'm colorblind, I can't see this.
He gets chunked right there.
Yeah, he gets chunked a lot, and this just shows that both teams here, Reindeer as well as Brigitte, they are very high octane kind of teams.
Yeah.
If you get a 1,000 gold lead in the early game for both Onyx as well as Aurora, it's life-changing.
Yeah, I gotta say.
Life-changing.
You see it, because it's both Sans and Kelra. They're very willing to just go for the front lines. It was highlighted earlier. Sans was lifting whoever just throws up front, and Kelra
Kirby, I'm gonna
being
do
a
some
bit too
stuff
free.
for a moment. I'm still here,
Not
by the
afraid
way.
of trying to go for these heroes first because the damage was a bit too much. I particularly observed that during that one sequence you put there, highlight there, because I think that's where you kind of know that Onyx have already got the game.
6-0 in terms of his overall stats, but his difference in game one was really
12-0.
the moment. 6-0 in the moment of that fight. It ended up 12-0, you're right, and it ended up tripling almost his damage there, a little bit over 2.2 times from game one to game two, Brigitte. This is the gold standard that we were looking for.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite of what you saw from him in game number one, where again, the matchup was clearly a lot more difficult to execute. So I feel like it's a similar situation that Aurora experienced this time. You kind of thought that they were actually going to have the advantage, granted that they had such a promising lineup synergy-wise. They had all the mobility in the world. They had all the timings in the world. But once they lost on the sides, that changed the outcome drastically, because you could not really rely on the mid trio to just pull off the idea of the draft alone.
It's been interesting because now where do we see the focus shift? It could be the mid that starts to become a little bit more important on the matchup. It's kind of been I don't know, taken not for granted, but we focus so much on the side lanes that where do you get your advantage now if Onyx have an answer for that?
Honestly, I feel like both coaches have been doing quite a good job on getting drafts that is very serviceable by the teams. Right now, it really is just personal mechanics, right? Between Siki Boom going up against Kelra. Siki Boom, can you beat Kelra? If you beat Kelra, we win the game. If you lose against Kelra, Onyx will win the game. So I feel like, yes, the coaches have to get lane-winning matchups for all the side lanes, but then Kelra just showed, like, if he's better, he's just better.
You know, I like that too, because sometimes when you get to a position like this and anything at a high level, everyone's about as good as everybody else. I mean, there's differences, right? There's moments of who steps up, who's a little bit better under pressure. But you just want to get yourself to a position where the players can decide the match based on how they play. They're not losing out the gate with their draft. So overall, it seems like Onyx and Aurora Gaming, they both set their teams up to win. We'll see what happens in game three. Before we do that, though, I want to send you to a little bit of a reminder about some new stuff going on with Mobile Legends Adventure. Hi, welcome back. The Indonesian powerhouses of Onyx just take a win over Turkey's representative Aurora Gaming. Big stakes on the line because Indonesia's last hope is basically going up against where the M Series will be hosted, which is in Istanbul. Both teams fighting to have a chance, not only in the end of this series year for MSC and MLBB, but also for this moment right now. And it is up to this game 3 to see who's going to take the lead. Rain Day, Brigitte, LaFell. Guys, we have a couple minutes before the draft starts again. I mentioned Indonesia. I want to hit on that even harder because it's 2019 they did it. 2023 they did it. It's 3 years apart. Can they do it again? Are they destined for this? We know that they are watching.
Yeah.
And this is a great start in game 2.
And it's not just Indonesia, I feel like. Onyx as an organization and this lineup that they're looking at right now, apart from a couple changes here and there, have always been so close. They've had multiple instances in the past wherein their international runs have been great. They've made it even all the way to grand finals. I think that was also a couple years back. One of the most significant ones being, I believe, M5, where they were just one win away, literally in the grand finals, and they had a very unfortunate loss against Team
A little bit of
Falcons.
downfall for Aurora.
We also have
Too early
now,
to tell.
so
Too early to
yeah.
tell. Too
I
early
even,
to
I even
tell.
remember part of the
Don't
draft, we have
assume
Babazi as well,
things
Eve.
immediately.
Yeah, that's Eve just have some kind of curse
When
it
it's
comes
best
to
of
grand
7.
Oh, yeah.
Just one
So
loss
best of
is
5
not
here means that
defined.
this is a decisive blow.
outcome,
This is
alright?
basically the end of the best of 3. We know they lost to a best of 3, but it did go down to 3. This is a repeat not just of that matchup, but of how that matchup went, where there was a response from Onyx. It was Aurora who would finish it off and end up in that higher upper bracket spot. But now, all's fair in love and war. We're right back. It's one game that separates who's taking the lead, except there's still another chance to respond, LaFell. So I'll question to you, what is Aurora's response here now that Onyx seem to have figured them out yet again?
I feel like they try to get the Paquito as fast as possible because, again, Onyx has proven
Like-
both times now, the first time they did and then the second time, is that they can fight.
Onyx
hard
has
and fight.
accepted
if you
one
want
of the
early
lineup.
game, we also can play early game. They're from Indonesia.
Is
Indonesia
Midnight
known
gonna
as
be
a
very creative
chaotic,
now?
very
Is
fight-heavy
Midnight gonna be
region.
hella
They
creative?
love drafts that require no items for you to really function. So I feel like Aurora has brought back Onyx to their roots of saying that just keep on fighting.
believe in Midnight.
Whatever
I believe in
happens,
Midnight.
happens. Just trust your mechanics. And that's
If
what they did,
Aurora loses
and
here,
that's how they
then
won. So going back to what you guys
Falcons
said
all the
in
way.
second
Falcons all the
draft,
way.
you gotta go back to your own identity. So Aurora kind of pushed them to go back to their identity, and now it works out well.
But wasn't that Aurora's identity too, though? It was, I guess, maybe a bit too much of their identity.
Who has the stronger identity?
Okay, that's the
Brigitte.
Okay.
Do you have a strong identity?
Maybe.
All right,
We
maybe.
find out here, though, who has the stronger identity between these two. Because the Paquito is still open. We
Paquito's still
mentioned it. I
open.
honestly would rather not see it because it just like gives over so much advantage. But let's see if Onyx would rather let it open.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question that Aurora now are asking Onyx. Do you want to give us Paquito? And I don't know if it'd be a first pick. It would be an okay first pick because you'd still wonder,
Hirata
is this
ban.
Siggy
Okay.
Boom
Aurora's
gonna
on
grab it? Or is it going to be something that Lunar plays in the EXP lane? Or could it even be something
Blue
TNT
side
plays
now.
in the jungle?
I feel like either Barats or Paquito is going to be pretty good here because, again, both win the lane, and then that's kind of like what you need, right? Step 1, win lane. Step 2, win the game. And then they have
man.
Freya, and Freya can flex between EXP and Gold.
Oh my, we missed this. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's always banned, though. You can't blame us. We come in, they got the bans up. Okay, but
Beleric?
Blaming is Brigitte.
No, I blame myself.
You blame yourself?
Yeah.
Hey, don't.
no, don't blame yourself.
Okay.
Girls are never
They
wrong.
stole the estimate. Freya's open.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
huge.
Oh, wait, you're a boy. I forgot.
You're part of the boys.
You're part of the boys now. You're wrong.
Hey.
You're wrong,
I see what you did
Brigitte.
there. I see what you
Okay.
did there, LaFell. Belleric picked up as well as Esmeralda. Paquito ignored for now. They could pick it up again. It would kind of maybe show their cards
Eudora.
for the Freya, but it's the Barats.
Oh.
So that's looking like, wait, is
EXP,
that a-
yeah. EXP Barats and then Gold Lane Freya.
Gold Freya.
Already
Freya.
winning the lanes, and then now with the Eudora as well. AoE crowd
They're gonna
control, a lot of
deny.
damage,
They're gonna
much
deny an
stronger
assassin
opening
for
Aurora
Kora.
here.
And I feel like they don't mind the Paquito.
Yeah.
And Onyx should not be pressured to pick it up even. In
But
this
mechanics
particular
still is a
scenario,
factor.
if they really want to go for a different game plan. Because at this point, okay, they don't decide to pick it up.
I feel like it's okay because right now the junglers quite a lot has been
No,
taken out.
they'll
I
pick
feel like
Nolan.
the Ling is not going to be
Damn.
serviceable in this game, so they pick up the Nolan and maybe even ban out something like a Harley just to make sure that Aurora does not have the early game.
Yeah. Because at this point, I think they have very stable sides already, regardless of what the matchup is eventually gonna look like. So the only problems that could come out in the jungle, I agree, are maybe the Harley and
Yeah.
what else did?
And I feel like Aurora ban out gold laners will be good enough here. Right now they ban out the Guinevere.
Barrett's-
Guinevere is also a good enabler considering that they have Aurora, Eudora in the
They're gonna
mid,
assume
making
Barrett's
it so that she
XP.
will have quite a lot of damage. And now the carry does get banned out. So yeah, I feel like Aurora, they just ban out gold laners and they should be
Ban out
okay.
Killera. I think
Yeah.
ban out
Still,
Killera maybe.
They're mostly going for fighters. We also don't know if that's gonna be the option in the jungle even, because we're yet to figure out what the roam is gonna be. It's a Eudora, you definitely see it, but I think also the Cho is a considerable
Yeah, yep.
option for Aurora at this point. If you really just want to pair it up with the Eudora and whoever jungler you're
Ban
gonna
Green
go
Jay,
for.
ban Harith.
That should be what Onyx is thinking. I think maybe do we ban this out? That way we don't have a kick into a stun, into a bite, into a slam.
Into everything.
I mean, it's just 3 characters and they already have way too much to deal with. So Onyx, Coach CW, you're gonna have to see, do we really honor their Cho and ban it out? And it's gonna be the YSS
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
taken out instead. They are looking for a jungle, so that might make a lot of sense. Plus, we have seen YSS, I believe, in this matchup.
Yeah, TNZ has used it
Onyx.
before and able to get the win.
Yeah.
Right now, Aurora, honestly, with the bans coming up from Onyx, letting go of the Harley, kind of signals to me that they're
Iatas
still
langit
considering
ada
playing double
Onyx.
fibers here. Right?
Onyx,
They could pick
Onyx.
up the mid here and then just see
Onyx.
how the options
Di
look like. In
atas
terms of the mid
langit
picks,
ada
the
Onyx.
Vixana,
I
I
know it's
think
not-
will do
it's not what
quite
it's cheering,
well
but, like,
against
I know this
Aurora.
one.
But hey, if you want, you can even pick up a Valentina.
Lily
I
has
don't
the
think there's a
ban.
good ult to take. So that's why I still
Yeah,
prefer
they
the
don't
Vixana.
want constant.
I don't know,
ban.
yeah. Vixana, you know,
know,
Vex should be
Barrett.
okay.
Either are safe, but it's just probably.
I was gonna say Matilda. I was gonna say
Valentina,
Matilda,
if it's
but
just
there's Esmeralda.
survivability that you're considering in the mid lane. Because I feel like there are just so many angles to play around with if you're looking at Aurora's first 3 picks, but they
Ooh.
not getting
What the
Farsa.
Farsa?
What the Farsa?
The
But the Farsa
Farsa?
indeed was played pretty well earlier. I think
There's a lot of
yesterday.
bursts here coming in from Onyx. So yeah, I
Farsa.
think it's just like who has more firepower, right? Who has
Yeah.
more damage, we will win. And our mid gets picked up
Oh.
as well as the Paquito. So
my.
is it
Paquito.
Paquito
Oh
jungle
my.
or Baraz jungle? Yeah, knowing Midnight, he might even throw Freya in the jungle. So we just don't entirely know the matchup
Paquito,
here.
no.
It's
Paquito
you
jungle,
can't-
Baraz-
You can't tell.
I mean,
Huh,
I think it's gonna be
weird.
Paquito jungle though.
Just assume the worst possible
but why?
matchup.
But Sicky Boom played a great Paquito. Would you really force him off that if it's in? I mean,
What if Tienzi's better? Didn't think
could
that
be.
one, huh?
He
The
could
3
be.
fighters
He
are a
could be.
flex,
We do
except
for sure
Freya
know
in
it's
the
gonna be.
jungle.
I think it's going to be Baraz.
Baraz not in
EXP.
gold.
Because I feel like even if you
Paquito
don't
can go
like,
anywhere.
win it out through the Paquito, the Freya is still gonna do a
Lapu.
relatively decent job. Is it the Lapu Gold or
Lapu
Esme
Gold?
Lapu Gold.
Well, again, like this is why they don't ban out the Harley because they're like, yeah, you know what? You want to fight fire with fire? Well, we got
what?
stuns as well
Wow.
as Kyrie coming in with the Nolan as well as Farsa. That's a
Esme
lot
Gold?
of burst damage.
It's a lot of team fight. It's a team fight
It's what the
lineup.
Farsa.
What the Farsa and the AOEs too.
Okay,
Minotaur
Paquito
and
XP.
Beleric. Just imagine
Paquito
what
Gold,
could
Paquito
happen
Gold.
when it comes to the
man.
team
Paquito Gold,
fights.
Baraz
Siggy Boom
XP.
will take
But there's
the Freya
Esmeralda
in
Gold, which
Lunar
means
will
gonna be
be on
going
the
against
Barats as well. It'll be a Paquito
Freya.
jungle from TNZ.
What the Farsa and what the Freya? What
Oh
the
man,
fuck?
game 3
Ah!
could be where things start to shift for 2 regions desperately
This is
fighting
so
for a chance at the
reactive, yet so
semifinal. The bid is on the
cleverly
line. Best of
reactive.
5. Game
But
3. Send it back to Naisu and Giddy.
Damn.
The world has demanded for bloodshed, and today we are going to get here at game number 3. This is going to be spicy because both compositions want to get into your face. They all want to do one thing and find that first blood as we jump right into it. Aurora, for those of you tuning in, is going to be on blue side, facing up against Onyx on the red.
Yep. I like that how they went through this draft. Whoa, Sans.
Hans Gila. Oh my
Okay,
lord.
concussive blast and that little jump through from Pagu. Enough damage to send him back. He doesn't burn the Purify at least.
At the very least here, but at least Pagu now gets to walk into enemy territory for free, and not to mention the play on their
Wait.
strong side. Lunar already
Aurora
generating
gonna-
a lead of his own, and Pagu takes like no damage.
Oh, man, wow.
Holy moly! I think, you know, That is not what I was expecting.
Predicted jungle path.
And all of that, why? Because unfortunately for Sans, he just took too much damage. And now they're going to start pressing their lead to the opposite side. This is the early game that Aurora is most well known for. And now that TNZ is on this Paquito and he's already level 3, he does some real damage.
Oh man, they're not letting up too. Again, playing around this pressure that Aurora Gaming has already secured themselves in the first couple minutes of the game. Trying to slow down Kairi here a bit, but I think Onyx can go ahead and kind of readjust from this. Maybe even potentially. I mean, there's still 30 seconds for that turtle to come up. They can just kind of let that go if they have to, but knowing Onyx, they probably won't just give it up for free, even despite the pressure they're feeling this early on.
Yeah, absolutely not. They need to contest for this. I mean, this really depends on whether Sans actually hits level 4, right? Because he's the secondary win condition in this early game next to Kairi.
But he's only level 2.
Because of that early recall, the control we're seeing from Aurora, now Kairi is like, man, this
Aurora have a
might
health
be in my
advantage.
hands.
Yeah, now it's Kairi asking for the green camp control, man. You know, trying to protect bees. Right now as Aurora doesn't let up. They do get the
Retribution used
out, though,
up.
so I guess that is going to be the decision by Onyx, especially since Kairi's on level 4. Let's just give up this first turtle, give it to Aurora. They've won it by
People
just how much
outgrowing the
pressure
turtle
they
to the
put
side.
on.
Oh my lord.
Loopy gone after Daytona's welcome. Keyboy could be next here. He's just going to be zoned out. Nope, the 1-2 punch comes through and Luna picks up a kill.
The autopilot here. Let's not forget that Aurora just seems to be more well connected overall, and it seems like Onyx, they needed to regroup, but unfortunately Lukpi just took the wrong path and did not want to commit his ult. I think moments like that gets really, really difficult for Onyx. Now, Sigaboom, he's more than happy. He unfortunately is in the losing matchup, but he doesn't mind as long as he's not losing out on gold or EXP. Kelra can try and lock this lane for as long as he wants, but if we do see that Sigaboom's rotating consistently, he should be able to get mid waves as well.
Yeah, and as you just saw, that's such a good kind of like a counter that Pagu has against that feathered airstrike, obviously with the Minotaur, you know, and if it's once he has the Flask of the Oasis and it kind of helps buff up that sustainability that comes with that motivational Aurora, you can then just kind of follow up with the mini jump, but then the ultimate, right, that he has that it just can set things up and stop Onyx's main game plan, which is playing around this Farsa's damage kit into a Rathodryad, into setting things up for the Nolan on Kairi to follow through. We've seen the burst damage before, but even on the other side, the counter to that is Tienzi. This Paquito jungle, which most of us have seen in the gold lane. Lunar, okay, he's going to try to get away from
welcome, CC Immunes.
But he's
Thank you,
tanky enough to survive it, just with the Daytona's welcome.
Didn't seem like the most optimal choice overall. I get it if Lunar didn't have the stacks, but once he builds up on those stacks, he's actually comparable to like 1.5 of Lapu, right?
Yeah.
I think that should be the ratios that should be in their head. I think they were assuming that Kairi was going to do a little bit more damage, but he's already 2 levels down, right? He's basically
They're also trying to look
as
for a kill
Lupi.
onto
And even
Lupi as a
knows for
bottom
a fact
lane.
that he can't chunk Lunar.
They don't want
more
Lupi to
than
follow
half
up.
of
They
his
don't want
HP,
Lupi to fight.
Even then, we're asking for a lot. Overall, this has been a really great start for Aurora as they've controlled the entire bottom side, and it's unlucky that it spawns back down to the bottom side once more.
Yeah, right now, Aurora Gaming is basically just kind of coasting on through this early portion of the game. Second turtle's going to be up here, though, so we'll see if this time Onyx wants to possibly fight both both mid laners, picking up the glowing wands here. Again, this Eudora been such a mainstay in the meta currently, and you see why. You know, the multiple stuns that you can kind of dish out, the damage, the poke that you can do that burst on such a kind of low cooldown is a problem. Tienzi also picking up a Sky Piercer now.
Complete losing lane on the Freya.
I don't think they can do this here. They're thinking about it, but he's leveled down onto TNZ, and I'm pretty sure that TNZ can just hold on to that champion stance.
Okay.
Playing Star Moon. Oh, wow, Sigaboom. Can he sustain? Wow, Sigaboom can. Lunar going to be the trade-off. TNZ going to fall as well. This is weird.
There's the one for Farsa. 2 kills now, double, and that's going to be a turtle for Onyx.
A really nice play, a great interception coming in from Onyx here, making sure that at least they're dropping down their abilities on the right targets. Like, Lunar set it up pretty nicely. However, unless TNZ finds that trade onto Kairi or even Sans, then it's just not worth the time. Denial!
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, Lord. I did not see that.
Punish there.
He got completely deleted.
Get away with that after everything Onyx did, but mind you, that whole interaction has now stopped that gold lead that was building for Aurora Gaming. It was about 2,000. That's been pretty much dealt with. Kelra won't get this turret just yet, but he does do quite a bit of damage to it. Meanwhile, they got the bottom turret traded out. So Onyx now opening up the map a little bit here.
Kelra's doing a really good job. Like, first turtle, okay, Sigabum walks out of it, you notice that he's only level 3, and that's when you know, like, okay, sure, he probably doesn't need to be there, but at the same time, you never really know what's going through Aurora's mind, especially what they're willing to risk. And I think that's the problem that Onyx has been facing these past couple of games. They're not 100% sure whether Aurora is willing to die for certain moments in these games to get a little bit more later on. But now that the Feather Airstrike has been used early, they are making the statement, you know what? As long as Sigabum doesn't
this is
scale,
good MLBB. Like this, the fact that it's not complete stomps, even though there are like
And that's one of the things too. That
obvious holes,
downside,
they get patched up immediately.
Hold on. Kelra, he wants this turret. Aurora Gaming wants Kelra. Falling
Holy
star
suspect.
move, a bit of a burst of damage, and Kelra be able to survive.
Kelra sustaining
There's gonna be
everything.
a counter punch here
Barely
from
saving
Onyx.
top turret.
They just make sure Kelra
Kiboy.
survives. They back up.
It's a last break and the death of his welcome. Gonna do stun onto stuns. Kiboy has to get the revitalize. And a final Feather Airstrike. Onslaught from Onyx to kill
I didn't know
Lunar.
if Aurora Gaming was going to continue to fight, but they decided to go for it.
They made a mistake there for sure. Kelra played it perfectly, using his Purify to ensure
force
that they don't
fights.
find the one-shot.
Top and
and
bottom
sets
turret
it up
taken
for
down.
something more dangerous down the
Objectives
line. This is what
now.
I'm talking about. This is a game of boxing here. Let's look at the replay one more time, because as soon as Kiboy, this looked like a very good punish from Aurora until Lutpi says, you know what? As long as the damage dealer can actually go for their full combo, which they know that Rosa doesn't have, this should be a free pick on to Lunar. And they know for a fact that Bravest Fighter, it's on a short cooldown, so they can just drag this out and wait until Lutpi has it. Aurora trying to punish.
Lunar needs the stacks. Daytona's welcome.
Another death of his
already
welcome.
used.
Gonna get
Fighting
stunned
off
onto
the
the little
turret.
obstacle.
Jumping in. Minoan Fury.
Minoan Fury gotta get onto 3. Kiboy is gone from the battle. Kelra has a lot of stuns. Lutpi with the land shaker, trying to get the damage on the Sigabum. Still trying to reposition. Pagu half health. There's the fact we descent. Lutpi gotta get whacked down. Tianzi knock him. The Filipino hero out. Kyrie has to get the fracture. Does not have the purple. Stunned by the Eudora. Kyrie closed in. Lunar gonna get the kill. Kelra left alone. Could not sustain. Killing spree for Tianzi.
Oh no. Worst case scenario for Onyx. Aurora able to find the lead back again, and worst yet, they're able to take out a majority of the members of Onyx, pulling themselves to the lead that they had before.
Lord.
Now, just an extra 400 gold on top of it, and Tianzi is probably
Back and
at
forth.
his
I love it.
strongest
I
at
love
this
it. I'm
point.
just
Want to
enjoying
take
it.
those
I'm just
green
enjoying
camps.
it.
Don't worry, Pagu. Nobody's mad at you this time. But let's look at the items, because we're at a dangerous state. They're looking to make sure that Tianzi is strong enough to one-shot Slans at every point of the game. But Tianzi, keep in mind, that's solely based on the Sky Piercer.
Man, Tianzi has done an amazing job just kind of farming up here. You know, yes, he's got
Paquito
4 kills,
jungle.
but even with that Sky Piercer, and you see the gold lead that he's had, and a lot of that is supplemented because of the way that Aurora Gaming has played the map, you know, from the start to up to now at that 9-minute mark, which will set themselves up for a good Lord take. But Onyx has showed us that they're willing to fight. A lot of these team fights are kind of weird the way they play out, right? Because it's either going to be started up by Lunar.
Wow,
there's some
Lutpi.
good burst coming
80%.
through. Divine Glaive was picked up recently by Rosa, but either Lunar will start it up, or Onyx can kind of go ahead and choose to start things up. The downside of the Belric having the Revitalize is obviously you can't surprise anyone with that flicker combination we're used to seeing. So it's got to come from someone else, and mostly it's been from Lutfi flickering forward, trying to set up, or trying to just keep things split up in these team fights. And that's why they're so finicky with the way they play it out.
And that's why I say this is like a boxing match, right? As much as you want to throw your lead hand out with a big haymaker, you also have to keep in mind that Aurora could be throwing their own haymaker. Wait a second, Kiboy.
Oh, what an angle.
He's gonna get eaten up here. Rosa's gone though. Kelra now splitting up the fight. There's a stun right on the mark.
Holy
Minoan
counter
Fury not there.
engage.
Sands in trouble though. Can't get away from Sigabum. And now in the Valkyrie form, he's gonna be splitting up
Valkyrie
Kyrie and
descent.
Lutfi from the fight while
Flicker!
Kiboy
Oh!
nowhere to go. A proc on the Sky Pierce.
Another knockout for Pagu.
Under the tier 2 tower. A double for TNZ. More stacks for this Paquito. And now they take down the tier 2 tower.
Whoa, knockout strike!
He's tanky enough. He should be fine. He'll just clear out the waves.
Yeah, he is not worried at all, but the rest of his team does not have
Dude,
that
this Barrett is a
same
problem.
pace.
What the hell?
Has been playing an amazing Freya, a losing matchup, and yet watch this, right?
Beautiful
As
jump
they're
onto
playing
the
this fight, they
tree.
recognize, hey,
Preventing
no
him
Feather Airstrike,
from
they also
engaging.
lost the Wrath of the Dryads, and
The fact that the-
They decided to throw everything. Even
Holy
Sans
punish,
recognizing,
holy
hey, I gotta use the
punish.
Purify to get away from a flicker and rage charge coming in from Pagu, but it doesn't matter when Sigaboon has stuck on to the rest of your team, cutting you down one by one with no way to stop you. The lack of CC is going to be a huge issue.
Hold on. Daytona's welcome use on live cam. Kelra going to be in trouble again.
Another one. Minoan Fury only catching one. Keyboy is going to fall from that. However, Sigaboom doing a lot of damage. He dives onto the tower. Little people to CC immune. Over the wall he goes. Tries to second skill to Barats. Pagu closing in. Kyrie. Flicker loaded with a basic attack still. 1 HP is a Sky King.
Not going to be able to take out Kyrie, but man, what a fight in the jungle.
This is a beautiful game here. Despite being 5.6k ahead, Aurora lose out on Sigaboon in comparison to Keyboy. An upward trade for Onyx, but the economic damage is not done just yet. Another structure falls in the favor of Aurora. Another buff taken away from Kyrie. He's struggling this game. He's 1-4-4, and every single person he wants to go for the kill has some form of damage reduction, has some form of anti-CC, or worse yet, just raw sustainability.
Yep, really good play there from Onyx because of the fact that they took out Sigaboom in the last fight. They pretty much alleviate that damage that Lord Push would have done. Again, you're just seeing, despite being down these thousands of gold, Onyx somehow is still able to actually go toe-to-toe in the team fight against Aurora Gaming here. And now for them, again, they have to look at what's their best angle? What's the best attack plan here for them? And especially when it comes to the jungle, because Aurora Gaming has not let up on this as they continuously try to take these buffs. Again, Daytona's welcome.
Another Daytona's welcome.
Keyboy, it's going to be
Going in.
again.
Keyboy is always a target now.
Oh,
But
Sigaboom.
Sigaboom in the back line. Oh my lord. Pagu Flicker.
It's got nowhere to go. Forget the turret. Forget everyone else. Aurora Gaming will just go for this fight, tossing everyone around, and they just go full on wipeout.
This is so
against
brawly.
Sonic, and that's going to get Aurora Gaming this game under their belt, taking the series 2-1.
The one extra detail is what makes Sigaboom one of the best Freyas here in this competition. When he fights, he's already looking ahead of the map thinking, you know what, I can't 1v5, but if there's just enough minions, I will be able to sustain through the damage with my Descent of the Valkyries that have the extra AoE per auto attack, which is why you're seeing go from
Your
0 to
barbecue.
100, 0 to 100 every single time. A dangerous game that Onyx is playing here, and one that they need to figure out right here, right now. There's too many holes in that draft. Last time it was missing that Atlas. Now, dealing with the Freya seems to be impossible. The ideas
This is
are
good,
good,
MLB.
but if Kyrie can't find that early game advantage, I don't know how they're gonna play.
I gotta say, man, again, you know, now that it's match point here that Aurora Gaming is going into against Onyx, Lunar was a big part of this. The way he played the Spirits, the way that he was able to go ahead and lock down, sometimes it was just Keyboy, but his timings of the Daytona's welcome were just pivotal, but also Pagu. Again, this Minotaur hasn't been brought up too much, but you can just see how much crowd control comes into play for this, makes it happen. I mean, even something before this fight broke out, Sigaboom picked up the Corrosive Scythe, and this was enough to kind of, you know, slow them down a little bit so that they could follow through on this. Even going and flickering forward under that tier 2 turret just allowed them to collapse down. Almost every single fight
Being the
after this
obvious.
looked like that.
It's obvious,
Lunar
of course,
starting
it's
up,
match point.
Sigaboom jumping towards the back line, putting enough pressure there, and then the follow-through where they just collapse around Onyx lineup.
Let's not forget the raw
Go
amount
on.
of CC that Aurora actually has to cancel out big abilities. There's so much to talk about in this game, but we're going to leave it over to the panel to break it down for you guys here in game number 3. Rain Day, what'd you think about it?
Well, I loved it. I loved it because it set up another story that this MSC
I want
is
the data
bringing
in,
all
please.
of us, which is
3-1 again?
the title
3-1 again?
defense.
I want-
In 2023, Onyx, the team that you see here, that organization was able
3-1?
to win at MSC. In 2024,
I'm
it
all
was
for it.
SRG. They were able to take the crown again, and then they would go to another final, a grand final against the defending champions, Team Liquid PH. But as we have seen for the former two, they have been knocked out of the competition. Onyx is the last remnant of a championship that may be falling again. And with one more game, Aurora could put the final nail in that story's coffin. Here's a little bit more about the journey, about the stakes, and about what has happened up until this point for the champion defense of MSC.
Well said, Rain Day. Well said, Rain Day.
Another life, another chance, but not to start. Army!
From the start of MSC in EWC, there's never been a back-to-back champion here. It started with SRG, Selangor Red Giants in 2024. They won it all, went all the way to the grand finals in 2025, but unfortunately had to suffer defeat against Team Liquid. They came in as strong contenders, looking to be the one to break the curse. The back-to-back was strong up until we saw the biggest downfall ever. The biggest upset in MLBB history. Team Liquid dropped out of the competition in groups without a single game victory. Now the question is, what happened to Team Liquid? Why is the curse so strong of no back-to-back?
I cannot tell what really went wrong. Pressure, or is it the mental aspect of it? Maybe some of the things were wrong. But as of now, all I can say is that that's definitely not the level that we usually bring. It might be the worst international run for us. Definitely not what we expected, but we will learn from and come back stronger.
We're so not prepared for the meta shift. We didn't think that it would affect us so much. There's
The
a lot of
worst
people saying that I can keep up with
performance
the Assassin meta, and
of a
they were,
Filipino
I will need to
team.
do better next day. It sucks to lose this early in the tournament. It's my first time experiencing this. I don't want it to happen again.
For me, it was a failure. I don't think anyone expected this to be this bad. Even now, I still can't believe that. From last year, winning all of it, and then now being the first team to be eliminated. We must recover first with what we're feeling right now, and
Again with the Brigada
motivation
shot,
all over
goddamn.
again. Let's see where life takes us.
It's Sanford
I think
speaking.
Liquid came in thinking that they were prepared, but it wasn't enough. They didn't cover a lot of their bases, especially with the new patch, with the new meta.
They know what they're doing.
Honestly, we just didn't
They
care
know what
because
they're
we didn't
doing.
our game. The biggest disappointment came
Editors.
from when they lost against E7. I don't know if they did this, but maybe they've underestimated all the teams here. That's the curse of being number one, and I think that's what happened. They just didn't think that people would catch up to them.
Team Liquid getting eliminated from groups without a single win. I'm just as shocked as the rest of the world is. It felt like I wasn't watching Liquid. Underperforming, I think, for the results of Liquid here is an understatement. It didn't feel like Liquid. It felt disconnected.
For me, Carl, I know Carl since
The
I've been
performances
playing
in
with
1
him
and
since
6, I agree,
my
yeah.
rookie season, which is season 6. I know him,
A
and
literal
I don't think that he will
last
give
place.
up that he's
Last
yeah,
place
I hope he would still try his best,
in an international.
and I really hope to meet
Worst
him again
performance
in
of a
MA.
Filipino team ever, and that is the supposed strongest team in history.
On that hero, so we just got us good.
The strongest team in terms of wins, 3 times.
They try pocket picks again.
3 straight
MSC at
MPL
EWC has brought
wins.
us tons of surprises and shocks. We set our sights to see again who can rise above
My God.
and be the champions this year.
3 straight MPL wins. And then within those wins,
Well, it wasn't
in an
easy for the
international,
GoCarl TZ
they get last
Team
place.
Liquid PH to take that loss, but they've taken it on the chin. You heard it from
So
Sanford,
blame the
you heard it
developers
from
because
Carl.
what the hell is this
They
draft?
understand
What the hell is
there's
this?
more to do.
What the hell is this
They understand that
patch?
They might have
Blame the
been in a
developers.
position
Screw you.
to look at this tournament in eyes
You
that didn't
screw-
work for whatever reason.
you
It
screwed
might have been
Philippines,
lack
bro.
of
You
preparation.
screwed.
It could have also just been
You
not
screwed.
being ready for that meta. It could have been mental, as
Philippine
Coach
MLBB.
Ayon said as well. We won't quite know, and there's no point in going too back at it, guys, because right now, you've got Onyx in a very similar position where they have reached this final, but they're in the knockout stages, potentially 1 game away from going out.
Yeah, one of the, again, you mentioned, few remaining remnants of a champion, MSC champion left here in this tournament. And they're currently up against Aurora, who are already at match point. So we are about to literally rewrite history here in MSC 2026 if ever the script does not flip in Onyx's favor. And the way we're seeing it right now, it's constant adaptation and Aurora being the better prepared team every single time.
What does it do to look at the rest of this tournament and how it's gone and apply
The
that
meta?
logic to we
Yeah.
may see the remnants of a championship falling? Because to me, it feels right in line with what we've
Nerf
seen.
jungle,
We've seen a
they've
new meta,
nerfed the
we've seen old
rehaul the
players
overhaul
and new
the
players
jungle
struggle with it.
and
We've
nerfed
seen
the
dynasties already fall.
utility.
I mean, wouldn't it be
Even though utility is still kind of
since
good
we're in
in
France
certain
to see a new
situations.
champion here at this MSC?
What I see during this MSC is that this is a new beginning.
Yeah,
right? Because
TLPH.
for countless years
A huge
now,
target on their
Southeast
back.
Asia has been dominating
And they weren't-
the MLBB field. But this shows
They weren't
with
prepared.
the right tweaks of the meta, with teams getting used to the pressure that Southeast Asia usually put on tournaments, now we can see that this this meta is an equal playing field. And just like what Coach Midnight said, I think it's not exclusively for TL. I feel like every single team, even if you're coming in here as the underdog, as a dark horse, you tend to underestimate your opponents. Be like, they're not that great. We can take them down. And now this just shows that MLBB is just in a state where everyone can win.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very healthy spot for the game.
Yeah, and it's very timely because it's, I think, the first time we actually held a tournament in this part of the world.
Yeah.
And we're finally seeing the more newer regions really stepping up and being the quote-unquote final boss now, if really Aurora gets to maintain this kind of performance, which they likely will, unless Onyx get to pull out something and definitely reset out of what happened in that game, because it was pretty fast again. And it's always been the case. It's always fast games, and I don't think you really want to go up against or go through those kinds of games, especially in crucial moments like this.
They have shown a little bit of weakness, but it's the exact same. This is basically exactly how the first series went, LaFell. What did you see breaking down game 2? And then, of course, game 3 here that we just had that has put Aurora 2-1 up against Sonic.
Well, first of all, we got to look at Onyx draft here. The king and queen here, Nolan as well as the Pharsa. This is going to be the main damage coming in from Onyx. Now, here's the thing. Nolan soon gets countered by the Minotaur and as well as both of
I'm going to take 5 before the next draft, right?
Down, and the Minotaur heals them back up. So it makes it so that Nolan's damage is nullified. So then the biggest problem is you got to take on the queen, which is the Pharsa. Pharsa is honestly able to win the entire team fight by herself, creating just so much damage, and then the rest of the team, they just got to clean up. So we got to look at how Onyx won in the early game, and then what changed that made them lost, right? We're going to be looking at the first clip here. So this is going to be pretty interesting. Well, we look at the early game, this is still what Aurora and Onyx, both they want to do. And we heard from Pagu, the green caps are very important. We see here that 4 members of Aurora just to get this one camp. This just shows how important the jungle really is in terms of getting gold for yourself as well as denying gold from your opponent. So that's something both teams have to look out for. And then we got to look at the laning phase here. Look at how Kelra, he has won against Sigibum, but this is not the important part. We see what moves on later on because we will see Sigibum and Kelra both going to the Turtle Pit. And this is where I really want to bring this up. The reason why Onyx has been winning these fights is because there's a good focus on making sure that Sigibum is not part of the fight. And the one that's doing that is Kelra. Kelra is doing an amazing man-to-man defense, making it so that Sigibum is not part of the fight. So why is that significant? Well, number one is that we're going to be looking at a team fight here. And this is what we see. We see Lunar engaging into the fight, able to get Loopy, and Keyboy is there. But look at how free Sans is, right? Sans is completely free here so that he's able to deal out a lot of damage and untouched. But more importantly, look at Sigibum. Sigibum has been stopped by Kelra. He has no more HP and Kelra is stopping him. So no damage to the damage dealers. And this is why we see Aurora is just not enough firepower in the fight. But then we see things start to shift just by this. Look at the different positionings here. Hold on. All right. So now you can see more clearly. Kelra is here, but he's against Rosa and Lunar. You don't see Sigibum there. Sigibum is all the way here. Right? So even though he's half HP, he's not super healthy, but as long as Kelra is not man-to-man defense on Sigibum, look at how different the team fight looks. Look at all 3 members immediately jumping onto Loopy, and then look, more importantly, Sans and Kyrie. They're both clumped up together. It makes it easier for Sigibum to get on top of them, making it so that there's no damage in the fight. We see how this fight progresses. Later on, Rosa even able to stun up Kyrie, and Sans is just not able to do much in this game. So I would say the change that happened is that Sigibum knows he has to avoid Kelra. As long as Sigibum and Kelra are not at the same part of the map, Sigibum is just free. And this is why Gideon even said both teams are trying to throw haymakers. Yeah. Kelra has been blocking that shot time and time again. The moment Sigibum is free, there's just no damage coming in from Onyx. That's why they kept on losing.
Yeah, and I feel like it was just really Aurora being the more capable of team of adjusting on the fly, because their roles, I feel, were a bit more flexible in a sense.
Yeah.
Because yes, Esmeralda is typically a hero you see in the EXP lane, but it was flexed into gold. But at the same time, if you look at their composition as a whole, aside from being more flexible, their roles and their jobs can be very different. Aurora, they have so much more sieging power, so you maybe could assign different people to deal with wave management at the same time. And on top of that is the fact that, again, they can be more creative with their angles. You could say the same too for Onyx, but at the same time, it's coupled with really good damage. I don't think you could totally say the same for Onyx, who have sort of really opted to just build more defense, be more protectors rather than damage dealers as well. But on the other side, Aurora, individually, they're just players that you could really, or you should really be aware of.
I feel like Onyx, a quick adjustment is to understand who's the threat and making sure they're able to deal with it. The moment they know that they can't deal with it, then it starts becoming a problem. Because I feel like the way that Kelra played, I think Coach Yeb and CW are saying, like, make sure that Sigibum is taken care of. And I feel like just in the mid game, is just Aurora able to make sure that Sigibum is never get caught. So I feel like on the fly, they got to change the plan. Kelra, if you can't do it, someone else has to do it. As long as Sigibum is not in the map, they should be good. They just couldn't adjust.
Handling that problem with the Paquito is a tough one because you're letting it through the draft, so you got to deal with it. But if Kelra's the only one who can do it, the only game that they won, Kelra was 12-0 or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, he needs to go off. And if his role is just making sure that Sigibum goes 2-2, but he goes 0-2, I mean, that's not enough. You need a win from Kelra.
I agree. It's always
Go back to your ace.
Yeah, it's always been the case for Onyx though. The carries have always really been Kelra, Kyrie, I think a bit of Sans here and there. Specifically in that last game, I think they really attempted for Sans to be one of the main ones because they've shifted Kelra into a role that was not so carry of him. But that too didn't work because, again, the nature of the lineup that you were going up against was a lineup that could just keep diving in your face. And Sans had a very, what do you call it? It's a hero that just stays.
Yeah, he's stationary.
It's a stationary hero, so...
I mean, like yesterday we saw Falcons going up against Vitality, and that's the biggest problem, where Vitality doesn't have a dive hero. And that's where we see the ultimate strength of the Pharsa, right? Able to deal damage freely, but against a Freya, against a Lapu, against an Alice, against a Yuzong. There's so many heroes that the Pharsa has to be careful of. It's just that in this game, Freya was there. If the Freya wasn't there, I could have seen Onyx winning that draft.
They played with it. I mean, they said, okay, here, we'll see what happens if Freya gets let through. It did not work. Freya and Paquito have been punishing, and it's not that every team is doing this. We're not seeing a Paquito gold lane every single time, but we are seeing it with Aurora, and I think Aurora should keep going for it until Onyx use one of their bans or they come up with a way to beat it.
But that's a thing, though. It's always been the Paquito showing up in the last pick for Aurora in blue.
How do they keep getting away with this?
Look, they're not banning it.
Yeah, it's...
But I think, I mean, that's just a lack of, in my opinion, that's a lack of respect, but it's also a lack of acknowledging what is not working, because that's definitely a through line. The other question I think I want to ask you guys as we head into it is, how do you get Freya banned, Selena and Barats as well? How do you get Kelra for sure in a winning matchup? I don't care if it's Paquito. What does he need?
Is blue side like the winning side in this matchup? Those who get stuff first wins.
Honestly, like Kelra is a marksman player. He's a traditional position 1 player because, again, he's the ace. He can carry. It just seems like this is not the meta for it, but I feel like you got to force it out. They've already shown that they can do it with the Granger, right? So as long as whatever hero you pick up is viable in the early game, then you're all good.
Stick with it. Stick with it, maybe. And Onyx are
stronger identity.
Yeah. Just believe in yourself.
Believe it. You can tell that we're running out of things to say up here.
I mean, like, she's right, though. You got to believe in yourself.
Because we saw it. We saw it work the first time when they picked the Granger, a comfort pick that we did not necessarily expect, especially in that scenario. But yeah, the Paquito is still going to be open here in this matchup.
But it wasn't, you know, I think the other thing is there was pressure on the gold lane as well, which helped get the early kill. So that Granger accelerated, and that's where I think you need to look at Onyx. What has been our win condition? But the other thing that I'm excited about is we get to, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Because I think even they know, like, 100% is gonna get stolen,
it's
right?
Sigyn, so we're gonna grab it early. They get the priority.
Stop seeing the obvious, man. I know it is. I know it is. I can see it.
Respond again. We saw them lose, then win, then lose, and this set was over. Now we get to see their response. Maybe they do have an answer ready for this.
At the very least, though, it's not both the Freya and Paquito open.
At least.
At least on Aurora's side. But if it's an answer to the Paquito, it's
Is Melissa something that needs to come out a little bit more?
I think it's an option. I think it's an option.
Not a direct one.
Yeah, not a direct one, but it's kind of like not the worst thing, right? Now they pick up a Zushin as well as the
Zushin,
Uranus, and now the Eudora. I think the Eudora is, again, just to shut down Kyrie because, again, the Uranus and Zushin, they don't care too much about Eudora.
That's a lot of burst damage you're already seeing from Aurora, though. And you see the vulnerable heroes from...
Hey, this is how you start an avalanche. You gotta go loud.
Yeah.
And all of the games, well, except for the second one, that was clearly an Aurora
What do you mean, no?
It's looking to be another one here. If Onyx don't show us their answer in response to these heroes from Aurora just yet, the Cho's already being taken out. We don't know if they're going to resort back to their identity and just go for a Kiboy Kelra combo or hero synergy that works. But with the Cho taken out, I think that's less options for Onyx overall.
Unless they pick up a carry.
Just because you're the only child, it doesn't mean you get special
because
treatment.
Kalia is still there if they want to play pickoff, but their draft doesn't really look like
that guy
centered around
is
that. And now
prominently
even the
featured.
Granger, good respect
Big
here coming in
Aurora
from
fan.
Coach Midnight.
Yeah.
Based on
Uranus,
Mirko's
was
vlogs.
picked up on the side previously of Aurora in the EXP lane. We've also seen Barats. We've seen Hilda. That was a loss, however. So forcing something different. The Freya also banned as well, saying let's just see if we can get a little bit of an advantage here. The Esmeralda also banned. So a lot of the EXP answers that Aurora have gone to, not available this game.
There is the Alice still if they want a front line that can kind of engage into the fight. We haven't seen a Terizla, but it could be viable. The only problem is that Zushin. So I feel like Alice might be the safest if they just want a front line in the EXP.
So if they go Alice, then that's...
Or
Hilda
oh, yeah,
ban.
Esme ban, yeah.
Huh.
So it's all
Wait,
the more reason
wait.
for Onyx to at least pick up a source
Hilda
of
ban.
threat or DPS.
They're going for
But
the,
you
are
don't
they
really want
thinking
to
about
call against the Paquito
XP?
anymore.
Carry. You need a carry.
XP Hilda?
Or Moskov.
A Moskov carry is an
Weird.
option, but
Melissa is
They're
also
gonna
not
pick the
bad.
Harris. They
Going
might
up
pick the
against
Harris
Eudora,
here
it's
because they
very
banned the
awkward to
Granger.
pick up a mid-range marksman.
Harry could be an answer
Fagu
here.
on the pick, trying to figure out what's next for Aurora. They've caught Onyx by surprise. Really not too much. It's been clear what they've wanted. We expected Midnight to throw some crazy stuff out there. It's pretty much been double fighter, Paquito in the gold lane that's caused problems. And another Harith.
So it's not Paquito
You
in
hold
the
the bacon
gold
baguette.
for Aurora
Midnight
in this
parating.
game at least. So
It could be
maybe,
jungle or EXP.
Oh, wow. And they're still flexing that opportunity.
Yeah.
so maybe Kelra could feel a bit better about picking up a gold lane matchup towards or into the Harith this time, regardless of how they want to play this.
Hey,
But
they might
Keyboy,
deny the carry
his
here.
options
Not sure if it's a
in
good lane against the
row have
Harris.
been limited as well.
Melissa,
Maybe
no.
information, there's a
This
Eudora
how
that's just
Harry-
gonna be...
I feel like Hylos
Harry.
is going to be pretty good because you
Harris
just need someone
can
to
eat
absorb
Melissa
that
alive.
burst, give a lot of
Lane.
space to the Uranus, as well as a good combination with the Zushin.
Yeah.
If they don't, I can see a guy.
Esme again?
Because it's dangerous.
Kelra
there,
Esme?
So I think
Oh,
it's all the more
Brody.
reason for Aurora to
Okay.
just keep going in for the surprises, but they go
Gatot.
for Brody
Okay.
Gatot.
Yeah.
Very specific crowd control
Got a
option, but
Kasha, potentially a
that's
little bit of
good.
counter engage with the ultimate if somebody
Yeah.
gets in. Just the knock-up stun and have a chance to also move into that. So if he's caught out of position, maybe could even get aggressive with it. So the Gato might be a good idea.
Right now, Onyx, it looks like they have lane-winning matchups, or at least the possibility to win that lane. And knowing Kelra, I'm not going to doubt him. I feel like he could do it.
Yes.
So I feel like for Onyx, they try to win the side lanes and then go off of there. Because again, that's kind of like the story this entire
Hylos.
series.
Yeah, and at least Kelra's gonna have a bit
Hylos
more range to play
XP?
around with. If you don't really want to
Hylos
walk up
XP?
close to Aurora and get caught in by the burst
Wow.
damage by the Paquito and the Eudora, but the Hylos to wrap up the draft for Aurora.
You like it, Brig?
Yeah, it's a
Very,
different
very
hero that
meat.
we're seeing
It's a
on
lot of
Marvel
meat.
all over again.
It's a
but I think
lot
it's gonna
of
help
meat.
so much if it's revitalized, especially in just sustaining the overall team fights.
Hylos going to be in the EXP lane here. Hagu going Belleric
Oh yeah.
on the roam. So this will be an interesting matchup, guys. It's going to be game number 4. Aurora has a chance to send Onyx home. This would be one for the record books as well, as we would see the Turkey A representative moving on to the semifinals with just one
Take it home,
more
take it home,
game. We'll
Aurora.
see if
Take
they
it
can
home, Aurora.
silence the
Take it home,
crowd
take it home.
as we go to our casters.
Thank you so much, Rain Day. Once again, history being made here today. Turkey may have their one opportunity to make history and say, you know what, this is our best finish ever, and it can only go up from here. But on the opposite side, Onic, the Sky Kings themselves, very understandably that most people will see them as the favorites, but it's tough. So far, we've seen so many good plays from
Oh my
either
God,
side.
Rosa.
Aurora keeps getting one over them just
Has the
like
flicker
this, but
complete.
Onic
He's gonna
this time
completely lose
now
a minion.
forcing Rosa to take the early recall.
Yeah, little reminiscent of last game, right? But that time it was Sans that had to burn his battle spell early on, or was actually pressured enough to go back to base early on. But luckily for Rosa, no death, right? So no first blood yet, but this is kind of what we expected to see between this early game already. Now, one thing I have to question though too is this Hylos pick. We were wondering what would pop up in the XP lane given the bans and everything else. Now, is this the right thing against the Uranus?
I think so far against the Uranus, it doesn't matter. It's not about the laning phase, it's about the team fights later down the line, right? They have a way to kind of slow Kyrie down, force him to use his iframes early on, and I think the Glorious Pathway is significant to try and slow down both Sans and Kelra from either chasing those kills or to chase them if the impact from Aurora's team fight is just that much greater. We'll see on the very first turtle here to see how that's going to play out, because level 4s, they're going to be extremely key for Aurora.
Yeah, you got to think about it this way too. The crowd control, once again, that Aurora Gaming has been playing around with is what's helped their lineups and
lead
execution
again
so much.
over Aurora.
Seegaboom's going to be sent back to base here because
Winning lanes
again,
all
going back to
around.
the crowd control
All around.
options for
Gold
Aurora.
is winning,
they've got
mid
that
is
stun that
winning.
comes with the Hylos. You mentioned with the Glorious Pathway, slowing them down too, or speeding yourself up, which can help even Rosa. Go for that stun on the Eudora. And then, of course, you have Pago and the Pelric, right? This time around, too, you've got a Flicker because of the fact that you have the Hylos with that revitalized, kind of that sustainability to work with. So Pago's surprise factor.
They're going to wait till Rosa's Flicker is already up.
As they approach these fights,
they're going to wait for Rosa's
crowd
Flicker
control
first.
themselves. They have sustainability with their own Revitalize, and that's why when you
And
see these
level 4s
compositions
as well.
come through and you see the Revitalize come to play, it extends these team fights, which can be favorable, again, to have a Jushin, to have Kelra's space here. Oh, a couple punches, okay.
Oh!
Better to burn the Flicker than die there for Kelra.
I totally agree, but more importantly, that just saved Segaboom his entire laning phase. And now there's a potential angle here, but as long as Segaboom is able to, get some help to break
aggressive
that freeze,
with it.
it makes
3 marks
so
of the
much
25 memory,
easier,
not
'cause he
going
was
to get a
about
kill.
to get frozen out and not be able to play the laning phase at all. Down by bot side, though, I'm surprised that Luna was able to get this much pressure, considering that Lupe is supposed to be the one who actually kind of maintains full control overall. Like his passive into the Ring of Punishment really just kind of doesn't matter. It's just a free stacks for him. Okay.
They'll jump in from P-Boy. I mean, they wanted to make a play on Rosa, but Rosa holds on to the Flicker too. So that's a no-go there in the mid lane. A couple ultimates thrown out, and it's back to it. But Onic slowly building up what they can across the map. Much slower pace, than what we have to see, because again, Onic needs to kind of slow this down in a bit, let Kyrie get to where he needs to be, and pressure where they can.
Might be
right
the
now,
winning
mid
side.
lane. Okay, San's still going to be okay.
1-for-1.
Much mana to work with here, though.
Again, at least Rosa is able to try and equalize the EXP just a little bit against Sans.
Forcing that pathway.
Oh,
1v1.
fighting off
Aurora
Kelra
still
here,
getting basic
1v1.
attacks.
They're taking too many shots, though. First blood.
Never pick
in the hands of
Kelra
Kelra.
against Kelra. Never pick Kelra against Kelra ever again. Ban the Kelra and never pick it again.
The retribution is a little too big for the side of Kyrie as they continue to take these small incremental leads and making sure that when they do the man-to-man defense, there's always just a huge tax that Onic applies on towards Aurora's side.
Oh, Pago is going to go ahead and heal up a little bit here, but okay, Onyx not going to follow through with that. They are just looking for those small wins. They're looking to compound the interest here. Gideon, as you mentioned, now Zaman Force dropped down. Kelra going in with a bit of stun there.
Fighter Emblem. Wow, Retribution from Segaboom.
Re-engaging with
by that I mean revenge.
Follow through. Kyrie will be able to pick up a kill for himself. Now Tienzi off the wings alongside Lunar.
Oh my lord, what a bush.
Trap, nowhere to go. Keyboy with a jump. Not going to be able to find the target. They're split up here. Now Tienzi waiting once again on the call. Lunar will go ahead and just force out Onyx from this area.
And that's officially Aurora actually winning out big time on that trade. Where was Kyrie? Was he not in position to try and trade for Kelra, or was he 100% confident that Kelra was going to win that no matter what? Risky as it is, at least the Flicker is back up, and more importantly, Kyrie already getting his own Sky Piercer. Let's see if they can snowball this, because fortunately for Lunar,
Kelra won the matchup, and then Sigibum got the better in the second bout.
Also got his
simple.
First item locked
50-50.
in
He's just doing a coin flip on the gold lane.
Second turtle though, Glorious Pathway already dropped down, still half health from the turtle.
Choke slam onto Lunar.
Again, a split
But
fight
he forces the
happening here.
concentration.
Able to get a couple resources out now. Lunar
Has to commit,
trying to
revitalize as well.
Hagu
Hagu also choke slammed.
So neither
Turtle
team
gonna be reset.
getting the upper hand
No
just
complete
yet, but it will be
advantage
Kyrie
so
to
far,
hold
but
on to
Onyx
this turtle. It looks like
in
TNC's just
position.
gonna have to give it up.
Kenzie
don't have the health or the
gonna resort to go.
Onyx, that's what
Gonna
they
resort
wanna
to the
do, keep
creeps, giving up the
taxing them
turtle.
until they can't afford it anymore. Once they go for broke, that's when Onyx can start fully taking control over this game. For now, at least for Aurora's side, they're looking for the first and second item power spikes to really turn these fights over. So having this 2K lead on Onyx isn't the worst thing in the world. However, where's the big conversions, right? Every single lane is winning here.
Wow. Okay, and I guess they just got the call too. You know, Sigibum, come join us. Give up that.
Oh, holy
top lane,
damage.
but they will be able to
The
find
Sky Piercer.
Keyboy.
Everything.
So trading it out.
Everybody in the mama in that mid lane.
Forfeiting the top tier 1 turret. Aurora Gaming is going to make that switch now, looking to put pressure on tier 1 mid.
And that's exactly what you want to do. These are the conversions that matter here. And Pagu instantly wants to cut off as many rotations as possible. Look at Luna.
Objective
right
time,
in front of
objective
Sansa's
time.
face.
Yep, they're going to have to stop him down. Glorious Pathway to disengage, but Aurora Gaming got what they wanted. A kill, and now that turret falling in the mid lane. So this is going to be a battle. I feel like for game 4, what we're seeing, very different from the previous 3 games, is just this battle of attrition, finding these little moments around the map, finding ways to open it up, get that favorable matchup when you can, win this next objective, that turtle, and eventually the Lords come.
Whoa, hold up, hold up, hold up. This could be really, really dangerous. As Onyx forcing Lunar out of position, allowing Kelra to actually open things up. You can see the rest of the members are man-to-man defensing here. They understand what's about to happen, and I don't think they should take this right
Everything's
now.
gonna go on. The bottom lane. Keyboy gonna be first in charge. Hago flickering in. Flicker Dryad. He gets taken down, however, by Kyrie. That is one down for Aurora. Still resorting onto the bottom lane as Onyx gonna get that advantage now. No more tower to hug. Holy stun. Holy torrent from Kyrie.
That's got to be upsetting here. Very, very upsetting. But even so, it's just not enough damage. The economic lead here for the side of Onyx being pressed against Aurora as they are starting to run out of breath. But initially, when you see this fight from the side of Aurora, maybe it could have been something more. And they wanted Sans really bad. They got the ult out. They also made sure that he doesn't have his flicker available. The problem is if they don't net themselves the kill, that's a lot of resources wasted.
Look at everything. They're all stunned.
And also, you know, when we saw it from the highlights there, it just looked like they weren't synced up the way they wanted to follow through on Pagu's setup. They were kind of in a weird position, and it might have been one of those cases where, again, Pagu's just like, you know, I'm already here and I'm already taunted up, but I'm unbreakable and everything else. I kind of have to do something, and, you know, Aurora Gaming loses that fight. Now they lose themselves the space to work with. They're 5,000 gold behind, and Onyx has been in this driver's seat now for a few minutes. And the fact that you have the Sky Piercer that was picked up and we talked about minutes ago, Kyrie's now got a couple stacks on it, so that's great for him. And even looking at the build that Kelra has, he's going for the Rage Advantage, right? He already had that blade earlier on. That was his first item he rushed in. Then he got Malefic Gun, and Brody's already got great range advantage against a Harith. Well, now, even more so.
Yeah, and I think that's the really scary part, right? Because Onyx, this is a really good timing to, you know, instigate fights, and Aurora recognized that. That's why you're seeing them pump up together a lot more, because they have to work with their secondary win condition, or main scaler in this particular case, in Sigibum.
Yeah.
Tianzi also understands that as much as he is the jungler, the neutral objectives are very manageable for the time being until we start getting into the Lords. So we need to see the tempo breaker here.
Right now, too, Lunar, even as tanky as he is, he can feel the damage being put out. This purple buff being fought for, though, unfortunately, Tianzi will not be able to secure it. Kyrie's been pretty unrelentless in this side of the jungle as he just continues to take camps, you know, from Aurora Gaming.
He is super
interesting. I hope I saw that right. That was a Haas call purchase coming in for Kelra here. Wants to make sure that at least at the very bare minimum that he actually has some form of lifesteal. And not to mention that, you know, Brody naturally, the way that his auto attacks work, has so much more base damage than the regular marksman, all kind of put into one because he doesn't have as many consistent auto attacks compared to them. In this case, he's going to get a decent amount of heal, so in case they try to burst him, the window has just gotten smaller for the side of Aurora.
Not to mention, Kelra also has Spider Emblem, so that's even more sustainability, which is why he's doing very well in lane against that Harith, winning a couple 1v1 so
doing his
far.
thing for now. They don't want to overstep this. One thing's for sure is if you're up against a team like Aurora Gaming, you still got to respect what they can do, even if you have this kind of a lead that Onyx has built up. But they can play the map this way. You know, keep Lutfi there, play around the rest of the 4 members of Onyx. And Aurora Gaming knows this. One thing too, having this dangerous grass in tow, you can make some surprise plays. We saw the attempt from Aurora, but now Lutfi being spotted out, and the rest of Aurora Gaming.
Conceal play. Aurora probably aware. They're turtling up at the back, not gonna move on forward.
And the pendulum swings again. Sigiboom kind of the only person who has enough damage to deal with Lutfi. Rosa, as you can see, needs to put a little bit of work into Lutfi, start shredding the MR first, and then starts getting the empowered fork to lightning to ensure that he gets some permanent damage. But even then, Lutfi is in a phenomenal position. He's got plenty of magic resist. He's got plenty of health to work with. He's running Brave Smite as well. Oh, well, never mind. As soon as I say, Divine Glaive has already been purchased by Rosa.
All right, it's locked in. Onyx
a lot of life
to make that attempt here.
Sans purchasing the SP1 for the flows.
Choke
slam on a Pagu. Flicker, and nobody home! Nobody home on the Wrath of the Dryad, and Pagu gonna get completely punished from it. Holy footsies.
What a difficult job that Pagu is trying to attempt here.
Ouch.
He sees the angle where he either has to pick Kairi or Kelra. He wants to get both of them.
Yeah.
And I think it's starting to cost them here, right? I think he has to make a clean decision of what needs to get cut in half. So far, I think Kairi should be the priority in this case because he's the one running Sky Piercer. That could open up some more opportunities, but it doesn't change the natural problem that even without a Sky Piercer, Kelra can finish off kills with torn apart memories from halfway across the screen.
Yeah, that range advantage is what makes Brody so deadly in this case here. And a POD picked up for Kairi now. So maybe, yeah, Pagu just needs to go ahead. If he can catch Kairi, catch one of them, might be better than what we've seen the past couple of interactions right now. They got to deal with this Lord up top. They clear out what they can in the mid.
This Wrath.
Where's Pathway dropped down? Going for Kelra. He's going to get
really going for Kelra.
Kelra's in trouble. Pagu will
Keyboy with a save. Wrath of the Dryad used up. Keyboy going to fall. That is a Roman down for Onyx, however. Onyx are they losing members? Tianzi, what the hell?
This side of the jungle, they do shut down Tianzi.
Throws a choke slam. Flickers out just in time.
Lord is still there.
Kyrie smelling blood.
But man,
does
Aurora
not
Gaming
get
might
the
have found
reach.
a little bit of life and wiggle room in this game.
Yeah, honestly, that was pretty good coming in for Aurora. I'm
6-7.
pretty sure that Keyboy didn't
6-7
have his
score.
taunt ready to go, and they recognize that Kelra still doesn't have his flicker for a couple more seconds, so they find the punish. Let's watch this one more time because it felt like Kelra just kind of ate it, and Keyboy out of position uses the AOG to try and close the distance, but by then it's already too late. The damage has
holy
already
days,
been
they're just
done.
confident with it.
Not to
They're
mention
just
that also,
confident.
you know, passive coming in from Pagu, shredding away at the little bit of life that Kelra actually has, but now he's got the Berserker's Fury on top
Shut down
of
on the
Haas Claw.
Tianzi,
He's got
though.
some real damage
That
in
is
his belt right
big,
now.
that is big.
And unless Sans can keep him protected, they want the traditional front to back.
If Onyx didn't have that Lord that Aurora Gaming had to deal with, Aurora Gaming would have followed through in that fight. Seaboom knew he had to go back, clear it out. So, and they maintained the base turrets. Again, falling from this deficit, Aurora Gaming able to go ahead and find a moment, but I think that was just, you know, a little mistake from Onyx. Again, they still have a great lead. They still have Kairi didn't go down, so he's, you know, his stacks that he's built up over this time has been okay. And as you mentioned, Kelra now has another item locked in here. Even Sans getting a little more defense locked in with that Bruce Force breastplate.
This is where things are going to be a little dicey all across the board here. And Keyboy already making sure he's able to slow down the auto attacks coming in from Sigiboom. Chastise Pauldron, a pretty important purchase in case that he just needs a sliver of health to survive.
It's still a sizable lead from Onyx,
across
though.
the board as well.
No, they
also
kinda
going
help with this
for
physical
Thunder.
damage, throw put,
Lightning
especially with
Punch.
Kenzie. the way he's built up. I mean, he's even got a little mix of defensiveness.
Kelra going for crit. He's going for
But it's just been
crit Kelra.
one thing that really stands out throughout.
Oh, that's
these,
huge. Whoa.
I know, even the group stage now, in the knockout stages, just
higher
the way
base
the
means
teams
higher base,
have
higher true
executed these team
damage.
fights is so crucial. Herrera obviously allows you to have a little more room to work with in comparison to a Paquito. So Tienzi really has to not get
That's a
faked
that's
out.
one
I
of
feel like
that's a
what happens
decision.
with a lot of times when
That
Herrera's
is just a
crossing
decision.
you,
Still
you're
farming
dealing
up.
with it. You just got so much to work with, and that's why again the responsibility of Pagu so
See how much
crucial here
damage.
on landing these rapid
Ooh,
dryads.
3-3-3.
Blue Beak going to be forced out of that
That's
brush
that
alongside
is Leslie
Keyboy.
level.
So it's again, it's a face.
That is Leslie type
Just
damage.
look at the way that they have to play, right? The only person who may be able to bait a reaction from Onyx is Sigurbo because he's such a high priority target. Now Onyx, they don't have control over this.
Kyrie
And Kyrie is ready to
position
hop
in the
over
dangerous-
the pit, but look at the mid
dangerous
lane. They get that
push.
first shove. They're going to
Dangerous
reset this, and they're
grass.
looking for an interception. Oh, are we going to get punished for getting knocked up by the Lord?
Lupi has
Luckily,
info. Lupi has info.
Lupi, okay, still
Everyone.
half health. They're gonna bring
Lunar.
back Lunar dropping down the glorious pathway.
One of the front lines being used up. Slowed by the pathway. Not gonna be the target.
Aurora Gaming, and now
Sigaboom.
couple
Already
ultimates
fronting.
expended here from Aurora Gaming. Lord will just reset.
It's
as the
tactical,
space
tactical.
does.
Not gonna
At
overextend.
least
Not
they set
gonna
the
overcommit with the
conditions.
fight.
We
Not
used
gonna
a lot
go.
of our
Not gonna
ultimates, but we
overcommit.
got a really good push down on that mid lane that Onyx has to respond to. Losing a free inhibitor turret is unacceptable at this stage of the game. And I think that at least for Aurora, they know they've hit the 43k mark. Their carries
TNZ seen
have
on
the
top.
damage.
Wanna
TNZ
pressure
and Sigurbo
top.
are ready to fight. The question is,
Wanted
can they
to
get
push.
some value or
Pagu.
discounts from Lunar? Or even
Oh, they want to burst him. They want to burst him down before he can get the rest of the Dryad in. Still.
But it resets
Still okay.
anyway.
Another reset.
So again, a good choice here to just
Pagu needs some replenishment. Pagu needs some replenishment though.
Gave them the information.
They're gonna
Meanwhile,
burst.
Onyx still looking to
They're gonna reset,
Aurora
however.
Gaming into a fight. Quarter the health on this Lord. Whoa.
Looking for a reset.
Once again, look at the position.
The
here.
Lord
Keyboy,
Oh my
Luffy.
God.
scouting them.
Consecration drop down. Pagu goes in with the flicker at the Dryad.
Kelra! Oh my God, Kelra!
Pagu goes down. Tienzi can't find an opening. He's trapped. Even with an immortality, Kyrie gets a double. Onyx with the team fight victory here.
The winner
Will get
crown.
them the Lord.
What an incredible read from Kelra. What an incredible read. He reacted perfectly to the scenario. Winner crown just in time because Pagu, he keeps on doing this. Keep your eyes here. He sees it instantly.
Oh my.
Winner crown to dodge the
Winner
entire
crown.
thing. And he still has the corrosive strikes to make
Kelra's
sure
a
that he can
fucking
finish everybody
beast.
off. He's marked them, he's tagged them, he's outplayed them. Got in the gold lane for a reason.
Yeah, what a move there. Again, it's a KK connection, just a different one for this. And now knocking on the mid turret. They're gonna go
On this
ahead,
Wrath,
force it down.
oh,
Pagu,
huge
a
damage.
lot of damage here.
Onto Keyboy,
He wants
forced
get
to
away,
use an
does,
offensive
with Avatar to Guardian
AOG.
defensively with a sliver of health. He'll regen it back up. They still have the Lord making its way here, so Onyx can go ahead and walk this into at least a base turret, potentially knocking down two. Aurora Gaming wanting to hold on.
Oh, some really scary stuff. Really, really scary stuff. And you can see that Aurora, unfortunately without the glorious pathway, it's a lot harder for them to go on the chase. For Onyx, they can naturally do it, right? They have many different ways of using iframes and immobilizing, trading with one another, you know, the push and pull from Keyboy alongside with Kyrie to maintain their presence. Keyboy, he wants it, but they're not going to give him that off option just yet. Oh my God.
Rosa, look at the damage. Rosa's gonna have to be careful here, half health. But again,
Under
I think
half.
Aurora Gaming is gonna be happy with that
It's
defense. They
Rosa.
keep up two base turrets. Onyx gets one. They play the discipline route and they'll back off for now. Again, they don't want to push it too far in. Even with, again, with this kind of lead, the composition, they can't get caught in a bad state here under these base turrets. So happy with
Oh, we're
one.
going for
Still have plenty of time for that next Lord to
Lantern
come up here.
instead.
But looking at the items again,
Lantern and
now
Truncheon have
that
the same build
You've
path.
already seen the Winter Crowns come to play, the Immortalities. You're going to see some item swaps up to this point.
Dhalmai's already complete as well, making sure there's some kind of anti-heal and anti-shield. Oh, wait.
I'm going to be the target once
Interception
again.
angle potentially here.
Huge pokes.
He's going to get Unbreakable taunted. Should
Not
be able to get away.
going
Good
to commit.
coverage there, though.
Beautiful
Aurora Gaming.
patience. Beautiful
Again,
patience
you can
from
see they have to play
Pagu.
together here. They're most likely
Composure.
to get poked down, half health or so. Pagu finally gets
Oh,
an
immortality.
though.
Oh, he can go. He can go
Kyrie, man,
anytime.
Urara is such a busted hero. So many cooldowns. It's like, it feels like she's got 6 abilities sometimes, but
she's not Suyo.
Yeah, she's not Suyo. Even though she has more abilities than Suyo at level 2 compared to level 3.
Game 5,
no
maybe.
big deal here. I can't wait for 4 abilities at level 1. Eventually we're going to get there. But the scary thing about it is that Kairi understands that he's allowed to actually take the first move. Because until we see the trigger being pulled by Lunar, they know that Aurora ain't really in it. Their hearts aren't in it to go for the all-out fight without that condition. And as long as Kairi has iframes to play with, he can do this all day, all night.
Yeah, it almost feels like Aurora Gaming's it's still used. Goes pathway.
Whoa, they want to go to kill. They want to go to kill. Flicker used up.
Plus the flicker.
That is only one ultimate used up.
10 seconds for this Lord to come up. I would say that's value for Aurora.
That's a lot of value,
That is
actually.
one ultimate used. So one ultimate used for one flicker. That is a win for Aurora, if you ask me. A minor win for Aurora.
Bot side is on a slow push, mid is neutral, top side is getting corrected by Aurora. And I think that Onyx, despite having a 6.9k lead, I don't know if Kelra has enough money to go for an item swap after that.
Yeah, this might be one of those cases where
Look, P manning the Lord. Full item now for Kelra.
Having to use his ult. And Kairi still dancing around. Yeah, they're not going to do much about this. And I think that Aurora recognized that, you know what? As long as Kelra ain't showing himself and he doesn't have that flicker, it's not that big of a deal. Take away our purple. We don't care about this. Look at that top side. It's already shoving in bot side as well. Kirara shows up and now Aurora takes the space.
Rosa goes in with a flicker, but
the flicker and a stun. Sans can flicker out of here. Lunar gonna be the target.
He's gonna take a shot. Here,
Revitalize being used up. Kelra still trying to get the 3 hits. Tianzi as well. AOG, nobody home. Choke slam on the Pagu. Immortality popped. Flicker out. Can he get the? He does get the Dryden, but Kairi gotta get the Godlike. Keyboy gotta be traded out. 2 roamers down. Tianzi with the cell and the buy and sell actually. Crown and Immortality. Lunar falling as well as Tianzi. That's 2 down.
As Onyx wins the team fight, it'll start up the Lord.
Great reaction time coming in from Sans. If he died there, I think that could have been it. It could have been the turnaround that Aurora were looking for. But that's what I'm telling you. That glorious pathway is the key to everything right now. A beautiful rotation from Kairi alongside with Kelra to open up a different angle and forcing Pagu into a pretty awkward position. But you can tell that Sigaboom, Keyboy, he's eating so many shots from Sigaboom. It takes way too long.
Oh, they're in the pace. They took out Rosa.
Oh no, that's it. Game 5.
He's got enough work to room with. Oh, Sigaboom!
Game 5. Holy series.
It's going to take us to a game of 5 in this matchup with Onyx in Aurora Gaming.
Are you not entertained? We finally get a full series here in our playoffs. Great job as Onyx pulls it back to match point 2-2. These teams are so equally matched in so many different ways. The slightest advantages in the drafts is a make it or break it. And I think Rosa is probably thinking to herself, man, if only I didn't have to recall at level 1. This could have been different.
It's kind of like what happened to Sans in the last game and how things fell apart for Onyx in game 3. But they made the adjustments and they executed well. Again, yeah, you said it, Gideon. It's so well matched here between these two. I mean, both teams have really surprised us.
This is a good story.
I think everybody when Aurora
I'm gonna go blue side again.
Swinging through
the thing is,
the group stages, but Onyx themselves.
Aurora lost, so they get to pick side.
Draft,
they get to pick sides. It's gonna be blue side again.
There's plays and highlights across the board with this lineup as we look at the highlights here from STC. It was just from start to finish. I mean, this is also our longest game throughout the series, I believe.
Yes.
You know, the 20+ minute mark here. But talk about the team fighting prowess from both these teams.
Oh, so much. There's so much to kind of cover here, and especially with Kelra's overall performance, you would imagine that at some point, Kelra would have started to struggling against the frontliners of Pagu alongside with Lunar, but their eyes are not targeted towards Kelra sometimes. Sometimes when you're fighting these neutral objectives, you're looking at the enemy jungle, and moments where they finally put their attention on Kelra is when he doesn't have that flicker. Step 1, get his battle spell out. Step number 2, can we also catch Kairi in these moments? And if we can, that's fine. Let's just take out Kelra, guaranteed.
Oh, again, there were so many good plays like this. That Winter Crown usage from Kelra, able to go ahead and cap out the torn apart memory, just the coverage that he had too.
That was so fucking good.
Sans. I mean, Keyboy's job alone was so difficult. I mean, it wasn't like he was landing all these Avatar of the Guardians, but he was still providing space for Kyrie and Kelleran to move around with. You know, Loopy was doing the same thing, just not as flashy, obviously, on Uranus, but still providing so much value for these team fights.
But Loopy is literally the border of their territory. Wherever Loopy is, they cannot walk past him. And that's so frustrating because Sans can cover so many different angles at once. Well, I don't want to go further into this. I got to save it over for our panel as we throw it back to Rain Day. What do you think about this game?
Well, what else can you think when a crowd erupts here in Paris because Onic have tied up our series, our first full-length best of 5, and what better teams to have it with? Aurora Gaming, potentially the new boss. Onic says, wait, don't forget about us. Indonesia's last hope now has tied it. One game will decide who goes forward and if Onic will have a chance to defend their 2023 championship, or if we will see MSC with a new champion crown later on. Rain Day back with Brig and LaFell. Guys, that was something worth talking about because that was our longest game. That was also a game that saw so many moments that still could have shifted towards Aurora, but Onic finally tied it up. Brig, I said I would have loved to see what would have happened if we got another game in that best of 3. Onic seemed to have an answer. Every time Aurora strikes back, they strike them again.
Yeah, I wonder if Onic have ever played the game where you just have to like catch these falling sticks and collect all of them. At least like all of them, like there were
That's a good question.
Because like the reaction times that they had in this game were ridiculous. You saw the highlights, you saw that one Winter Crown play from Kelra, and buy and sells everywhere from both of these teams.
Now, honestly, that's a very good point because that's the point that I was gonna make because Onic is known as the Sky Kings, and the reason why they got that moniker before is because of their incredible reaction time, right? We've seen multiple clips coming in from Sans where an engage came out of nowhere, right? In the bush, and he was able to react to it. And I gotta say, this is where all 5 members of Onic understanding
for
that
the final
we were
game.
selected to be a part of Onic because of our reaction time, and they utilized that to the fullest against Aurora here. So talk about going back to your identity. They just go back to their unfair advantage that they were born with.
And the Gattacacha also kind of opened things up towards the end. I think they gave themselves enough engage and counter-engage there alongside the Uranus to open things up for Zushin. The Harara looked better, and Kyrie was getting some big moments. Brig, you felt like you wanted to answer on that as well. And Kelra also on the Brody, it worked.
It's comfort on top of the fact that they just really stuck with their strengths. And it's something we've been asking for them, and now you see it to its fullest potential, brought to us by Onic here through their sheer gameplay. I loved how they individually were able to really shine in terms of what you really want to see from them. They've made things a lot more difficult for Aurora too, I'd say, because naturally, if you look at their heroes, you really want to go for either Kelra or maybe even Sans, probably the squishiest heroes, especially if you're Rosa on the Eudora, but Sans, a pretty tanky hero himself, and even Kelra taking advantage of the range and maybe doubling down on it because it was also a relatively early pickup on the Malefic gun, I believe, that he decided to go for. So that just granted him a lot more room to play around with, less threat because he could just keep attacking from a distance. And so you saw Rosa having to really commit to the flicker a couple times if they really just wanted to go for a pickoff. But even that wasn't a guaranteed kill because a lot of times you had to deal with the reaction time, and the reaction times again were ridiculous. They always had a way to come back from these attempts that Aurora wanted to do, and man, Onic fans, they're all happy. They've, as you mentioned, erupted here after we got the Security Game 5.
It was a really fun moment to be in this building. It reminded me yesterday of Team Falcons PH taking the win. Those fans erupted as well. We had Vitality and them going back and forth here at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. But when it comes to Onic, there's just something special about the way that this team is operated. And I feel really strongly that both teams now, there is no advantage in the draft that they're giving away. There is a difference. There are strengths and weaknesses, but it feels like both teams have been able to play, and it is coming down to those mechanical things, those small moments, LaFell, and moments that Gideon and Nice were trying to focus on. You were watching as well on stage. What did you focus on that helped Onic tie this back up?
Well, honestly, this is going to be very technical, but Onic really utilized the map alongside with their unfair advantage of having incredible reaction time, because we'll be seeing clips later on of how Onic, they decide where they fight. And they fight around the river, which is an open space, where they try to bait out Pagu, right? Like, we're going to be looking at a telestrator here because looking at the draft, there's really not a lot to discuss here because this is not simply just about the draft, but really how you utilize it, right? So the draft is just showing up here, but this is something that we see Onyx has been doing over and over again. We're going to be playing this clip here. We're going to look at Pagu, flicker, and then initiate. But look at every positioning coming in from Onyx.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at how spread they are. And they've been doing this the entire game because going up against Aurora, Midnight as the coach probably taught them the Ube strat, which is the ultimate bonding experience, which basically means you're clumping up together. You know? Someone is going to start the fight and then everyone follows up. So how do you stop that? Don't clump up. We will be looking at other clips here, and this is just to show again the positioning of Onyx compared to the positioning of Aurora. Look at how they isolate Pagu, and then Pagu forcibly tries to start a fight, and look at how everyone just disengages. And here's the thing, this draft, Rainday as well as Brig, not everyone can use, because Brody, by all means, should have been caught multiple times, but because this is Kelra is just special. This is the moment where we see they do not have an open space. We'll be looking at how
They try to catch him right there.
exactly, because by this time they understand the timers. Because if we look at Brody here, Kelra, he does not have the flicker. And this is why I say not every person could use Brody in this capacity because he doesn't have a lot of escape tools. Once he goes in here, see, this is the positioning that Lunar was waiting for, right? We see that Kelra is cut off. You can see that this area here is a very close area, making it so that it's very easy for Aurora to hit their abilities, but more importantly, not a lot of space for Onyx to escape. This is where we see they just go all in. The moment they got Kelra, there's not much that they can do. This is the rare time that we see Onyx clumped up, and that's why they lost. And then again, look at here. We see that all the focus is on Kelra again because he is supposedly one of the easiest members of Onyx to catch. And yet, when we zoom out, we see that even though they engage Winter Crown into flickering out, and then eventually we even see the Gato Kacha ulting on top of Kelra just to provide him that heal. So this is what Onyx did. They understand habits. Aurora has a habit where either Pagu or Sigibum or even Lunar, depending on the draft, one of them will start the fight. In this one, it's pretty obvious it's going to be Pagu on that Belric. So as long as you're able to spread out, you bait out the ult, they can re-engage. That's also another thing that we got to talk about the draft. Having the Zushin, the Uranus, as well as the Herrera, one of the best things about them is that they can get out of a fight and they quickly go back in.
Go ahead. I mean, what were we going to respond to that with?
No, I think, if you look at it, at first it looks great. At least Aurora are always, based on that, if you observe, on the same page.
Yeah.
They know who they really want to prioritize and target, and they don't have as much disconnect as I think we've observed from a lot of teams here in MSC. But there should be like backup plans, and there should be other angles that they play around with. If that Pagu flickered Wrath of Dryad combo has been read out multiple times already.
But the problem is, I feel like they understood they got to get Kelra. Again, this is why Kelra is the gold standard. This is why his name was also mentioned as one of the best that the game has ever produced. Like, by all accounts of logic, he should have died many times. Right? That's how you become champions, right? You got to define the logic. You got to define the expectation. Just because my character dictates I can't do it, if I'm using this character, I'll find a way.
That's how you become bigger than the draft and bigger than the character, the hero, the game itself. You become somebody that obviously deserves these superstar fans as well. But speaking of superstars, we've got the junglers going head to head. It is an amazing day to witness some matchups that you cannot get anywhere else. TNZ and Kyrie, we talked about them. TNZ, phenomenal on Aurora Gaming. Kyrie having a great response, however, and actually winning, not only in turtle kills, but lord kills, damage dealt, and of course 8-0-4 in this last matchup. And the Herrera against the Paquito, it makes me wonder, LaFell, if it's not just a Paquito, it is really looking at, well, maybe we need that Paquito in gold, maybe EXP.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you in gold because this is the last chance.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna go home.
Yeah.
Right? Both these teams are showing grand finals performance.
They are.
So I feel like for Aurora, win or lose, you got to get Sigibum on that Paquito if possible, because TNZ is a great jungler, but we can definitely see Sigibum on that Paquito is something else.
Yeah, it's a really good comfort pick that I feel like wouldn't make Kelra as comfortable, supposedly.
I agree.
Because earlier into the Harith, I feel like Keller is just so aware of that matchup already. Yeah, he already knows how to play around the Harith, and he also himself masters the Harith well enough, but Sigibum on a Paquito is a different beast.
And Freya.
On Freya, and that too. So the fighter matchups, having Aurora get that, and maybe seeing Tianzi on a different, maybe not the Lucas, if it's not really something that they
just assassin, not a fighter.
Just an assassin.
Could be interesting.
That's maybe them playing to their strengths.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see. Draft coming up in just a moment. Until then, we want to send it over to an announcement about Street Fighter. They're actually playing Street Fighter at EWC right now on the Alliance stage. However, in-game with MLBB, you have a chance to play Ryu, Ken, and a cool Street Fighter matchup in your games.
Thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing. Let's go!
Tyler 1, you're done.
Raw energy. House, blow the house down.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
Well, above the clouds, there's Onyx. You could hear the chants coming out, and you could see the fans just resetting. Othel?
Yeah, we can hear the atas langit ada Onyx.
We're here.
Onyx, Onyx.
They feel it happening.
Di atas langit ada Onyx. Here's the thing. I feel like for both teams, in terms of the draft, they got to stick to their guns.
Yep.
Kelra has to stick with the marksman. Sigibum has to stick with the fighter. And then this small adjustment might be too, too risky, which is what Aurora has been doing is trying to target Kelra.
Yeah.
But time and time again, Kelra has been outplaying them.
Yeah.
So either double down and make sure Kelra will never escape an attempt, or avoid him altogether. Shut down Kyrie, shut down Sans, and hopefully that's enough.
Shut down someone else if it's not working against Kelra anymore. But yeah, I agree that maybe and hopefully we get to see them just stick with the heroes that have been working out best for them. But I'm also worrying because at the same time, I think it's going to be Aurora in blue this time.
Yeah.
Not unless they decide to go red. Because
most likely.
Earlier it was Onyx on blue, but every single time they went for blue, it's not like they go pick up the Paquito first.
Right.
They don't really go prioritize that hero despite it being open in first pick. There are a lot of other options which could be left open still. The Hirara's still there. The Freya potentially even might be still there, but that's also something
All
that
right,
will work
we
out
are
for them, honestly.
back.
So,
Final game.
I think the sides are really
Aurora
important.
is
There you go.
on
Aurora
the
does go to
blue
and
side.
the Paquito is still open, so that's a question
That should be
for
2-2.
all of us right now.
It should be 2-2.
But the trend says, okay, never mind. Let's just take out all Sigibum's hero, you know?
And that's smart. I mean, we knew that was going to be something Aurora valued. And now it does do two things. We could see
Hirara gonna be the
we're not even gonna
pick.
go into it. It's Aurora first pick from Aurora, so Onyx have a chance to respond. Belleric available, Barat's still available.
Yeah.
Zushin
It's 2-2 graphics.
not available here, banned out, so that won't be a factor, which has been played 2 games in a row by Onyx.
Graphics is wrong. It's match 5. Match 5 is
I think
2-2.
you're gonna opt for those power picks still. Safe picks and as you've mentioned. But the Belleric Plus is supposedly the way to go, at least.
That's a good pick.
Oh!
And a Fanny.
Take the Barats as well as the Fanny.
Oh.
Barats is one of the counters towards the Fanny.
There it is.
Now, I want to see whether Aurora, in terms
Barats
of gold
Fanny.
lane,
They're gonna be
Melissa
honest with
Moskov
it. They're gonna
can
be
deal
honest.
with the Fanny, but if you want to go fighters, maybe the Ruby.
The Ruby's the next one.
Probably Ruby, but the thing is, Ruby has been changed so that she is only really strong when her HP is low enough so that she has a lot of heals. But if you burst her down so that she can't heal fast enough, that's kind of GG's.
Could be risky there. Does that feel like the right trade?
That will mean putting Sigiboom on a marksman though, so they just
Odin and
don't
Trex.
reveal their gold laner altogether.
Cho.
They go for the Cho and
Very
this time
honest.
the Uranus. I think at least the matchup will be kinda guaranteed for Aurora in the EXP lane.
Not gonna lie, I'm liking Onyx opener a little bit more here.
Yes.
Because even though Cho, on paper, in theory, can catch the Fanny, we've seen the reaction times of the players of Onyx.
Yep.
I feel like it's going to be difficult. I really feel like it's going to be difficult to catch this Fanny. So he might have to target someone else.
And that someone else could be either Pelora or Sans, but I don't think you could even count on them to be the best targets. If Sans gets his hands on a high mobility mid laner, which I think a couple are still out there, we still have the
Valentina.
Valentina.
I was thinking Valentina. I was thinking Valentina.
Does get picked up, so it don't.
When Brigida said high mobility
for whoever you want to
mage,
target as Pagu on the
mid
Cho.
laner, I thought of
This might
dashes
sound
and
crazy.
like Valentina. No?
If anytime Aurora brings a fighter mid, this might be the game. Bring either Ruby mid, or they bring out the Rafa or Matilda this time, because Matilda does have the damage to deal with the Fanny and able to lock down as well. So Aurora, if there's any time to bring out a surprise, this is definitely one of them, because the heroes that they have right now doesn't necessarily answer the questions that Onyx is showing. The fact that they have the Valentina can steal away the Way of the Dragon from the Cho, makes it so that they can kick this Uranus, they can kick the Herrera, maybe even whatever hero Sigiboom opts for later on will get caught as well. So,
I mean,
Onyx has a good opener here.
I know that this
Brody
hasn't necessarily
Granger,
been the
Harris?
hot pick, even though they kind of started off with
What-
this
I don't
tournament
know.
as bringing it into the meta with Eudora.
What if Mia's
I feel
picked?
like a kick into
If
a
Mia's
stun
picked here,
is pretty
I don't
guaranteed
know.
if you're trying to isolate this fight. We saw the Fanny with Arrow 404 earlier series, Team Vamos. He was fantastic, but they still lost that game because they basically made the fight about everything but the Fanny until the Fanny showed up.
Yeah.
And so if you can isolate someone very important with
They
that
won't do
show,
that.
just
They won't do
capitalize
that,
on it. We know
right.
Aurora likes that. Maybe there's an answer there.
Melissa,
and they just
a
deal
lot
with
of
the
gold
Fanny
laners are
whenever she
banned.
shows up.
Either
That can be.
It's gonna be Harith
Hopefully just a bit
Granger.
not too much.
It's
of
gonna be
a
the Harith
reaction
Granger
just towards the Fanny
trade.
pick if they really go lock down the Eudora and the Cho combo together.
Harith Granger
Because
trade,
if you
possible
do decide to go for that route, that might
Harry
be the
as
safest,
well.
yes, because the
They're
fighters
focusing on
in
the
the
gold
middle
lane.
lane option that we talked about previously is something you really have to consider, because if your
Hell no,
ultimate
me
is a
in game
big
five.
ultimate,
Hey,
then I
Hanabi
think
wasn't.
Onyx would just
Hanabi was
equally
the
benefit
last
from
game.
that too, 'cause they have
Hanabi
their
in the
hands
last
on
game of Team
Valentina.
Falcon,
So if
so
we
it's another possibility.
consider the Ruby in mid, then I think
They're
Onyx
gonna
would be just
pick
as happy
Rome
with that
first.
to layer it together with the Barrets, and whoever Kiboy would eventually pick up
Rome
here in the
first.
draft.
There's no Minotaur.
So Aurora has to be
Atlas
very
is not
particular with
open.
this.
Gacha is still a
The other
possibility.
thought is how much pressure are we putting on
Gacha
Barracks?
is
We know
up
that when
for grabs.
Lunar can win that EXP lane, it helps them win very early. It's possible that we see a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, but I feel like Barat should win against the Uranus. Like, even if you don't win, you're able to get out of lane faster. And I feel like that's going to be the determining
Harith,
thing.
okay, never mind, never
Onyx,
mind.
They pick up at Harith. Technically not a marksman,
Claude.
but a traditional gold laner here. And now they answer with a
Eudora.
Claude,
Keep
as
it
well as
close.
the
They gotta keep it
Eudora.
close. No funny business.
This
Now
looks
the
like
Rome
the most
pick now.
standard draft Aurora has
Big real?
shown in quite a while here. So I
It's
think
a
this
Claude.
one, they realize it's not about the draft anymore.
No.
Like, there's only so much the coaching staff can do. Now it's 100% on the players.
Gotta make sure the execution goes smooth for Aurora this time,
gotcha
going for
here.
a very standard draft. But for Keyboy in Rome,
Gato was good. I like the counter.
yeah, Gatot can be.
Minotaur's banned. Atlas banned. Belleric still available, right?
Belleric
That
goes.
could also be an option.
Honestly, yeah, Belleric can still be an option because for now, I feel like for Onyx, almost any pick in the roam can really help them out here. And there you go, they
Belleric.
pick up the Belleric. Also kind of good going up against
Okay.
the Claude, Uranus.
No funny business.
Cho.
No funny no funny business. Sorry.
Who do they want to pick up? Who does this Cho work against on the side of Onyx? Who's the priority?
No one.
No one. So that's
If
a
you
problem.
can catch Fanny, great, but
Wow.
I don't know about that.
At best, probably just disrupt. Because
Yeah.
Onyx will just go all in the team fights.
Who are you leaning towards, guys?
They're in one
Final
whole
game.
burst.
I'm leaning towards Onyx.
I have to go for Onyx.
Onyx. Wow.
Onyx has better
Indonesian
DPS.
champions
Onyx has better DPS in
in
this draft.
2023, trying to go back
Oh
and win in the
my
semifinals.
God.
Aurora trying to
Oh my
prove that
God,
they
I
deserve
might
to
be
on
wrong
the main
here.
stage.
I might be wrong in
It's
this.
one game away that decides it. A best of 5 turned into a best of 1. Aurora
I might be
Gaming
wrong.
versus Onyx Turkey versus Indonesia. Let's send it back over to our casters, Gideon and Naisu, for Game 5 at MSC.
Two teams walked into this arena at the Esports World Cup thinking that they could make some life-changing money. Now they put it all on the line as both teams have pushed it to match point. A single mistake, a single good play could be the difference between a lot of cash here.
Okay.
But now let's jump right into this game as the
Now.
Land of Dawn has already blessed us
Broken walls.
with a beautiful series.
With enough
And even
reps,
this draft, Gideon, for
enough
game
reps for a
5
Fanny, it's
brings
an
us,
advantage.
I feel like back to the fundamentals, you know, for the most part. Even if you
Rosa.
look at Aurora Gaming lineup, our panel talked about it. There's no more
Rosa stole the camp!
Analyzing yourself.
Rosa stole the camp!
It's pretty standard.
Rosa stole the camp!
There's only so much that the coaching staff can do. It comes down to that execution.
Kyrie's still level 1.
Onyx on the same foot. Pick up some of their best heroes across the lanes here. Again, to see potentially Kyrie on
Oh, hopefully that's not as big as it is because
there's something that can be said for the movement.
Rosa was level. Rosa got a camp. Kyrie was level 1 when he went to the orange.
Let's set the stage here because so far Aurora, you can tell that top side is definitely going to be their strong side. Lunar playing
Rosa
much better
getting
game
level
this
3
time
right
around,
off the
having to deal
bat.
with the Esmeralda, but against the Barats, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of outmaneuver and control.
Kyrie
this
going
lane
for
better, especially
Season
since
Hunter.
it's a
He wants
no-go
those
lane.
creeps real bad. He
Nobody's
wants
going
to.
die
He
here.
wants to
There's
farm.
nothing to worry about. But on the bottom side is where it gets interesting. And I was wondering in the draft whether or not this Cho was going to be the difference.
Yeah,
maker.
at that
Both
point,
sides had to
Rosa
take
should be level
Purify in
4.
this case. So
The
it's a
fact that he
general
missed
neutral
1
lane,
creep
but
because of the
knowing
Rosa
Sigabum,
steal,
he's played this
he
matchup
couldn't.
against the Harith many times
It means
before.
Chenzia having a level advantage
You can
now.
see this pressure
Kyrie.
already on these green camps of Kyrie. Pago takes some shots here.
Pago taking a lot
He's
of
gonna have to
damage.
get on
Look,
that
P,
out
not
of
level
there.
4
This is
just
one
yet.
of the difficult things
Aurora
for
has
Pago to
early.
deal
Aurora
with.
has early.
You know, when asked the question, who's the best target?
It's
for
so
those
small,
kicks?
but
Who's
it's
the
big.
best
It's
person to go
small, but
for?
it's
And
big.
Honestly, it's
It's
Kyrie.
big,
but
yet
as
small.
mobile as a
Pause.
Fanny is, that's a tough task to take here. First
Still,
turtle
Onyx,
up for grabs.
thanks
Onyx
to the
will
rest of
start
the
it up.
team, they're still getting
Luna kinda gives that
control.
information, but Tienzi's not anywhere near it. So
Huh.
first objective, Turtle, going on it.
They're just uninterested. There's just no reason to fight for it as of right now. Not until they have that kick to start
Interesting.
developing a dedicated lead. And Onyx recognized this, right? Sans immediately takes the way of the dragon on their side in case they could find a moment to snowball this even further. The mid duos have been doing really well and have adapted a lot throughout the matches. Now they're going to go down towards their insurance
Yeah, it doesn't
policy.
take
Carol
into
getting
account
a
the
really
nature
good
of a
freeze
Hirara
here
lineup.
onto
She cannot
Sigabum.
go in
And
by
this is where it starts to
by
get
herself.
dangerous, right? If Sigabum
She's not a
unfortunately
fronter.
uses his
She
BMI
needs
too early,
people.
there's a
She
chance
needs
he gets run
vision.
down by Kelra with the Zaman Force.
It's almost to be on the other side.
Repeat.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Using the
flicker.
Daytona's welcome into the wall. There's the follow through. Nice kick from Sans.
Wow!
First blood for Kyrie. They find
Tienzi.
two. Now they're looking for a third. Luna trying to get away here. He's got a sliver of health. Jump back in. There's the counter punch. Taking out Kyrie and Pagu with the G Kundo. Will be able to get away. No follow through damage. It's a trade. The 2 for 2.
God, that was hot. Pagu, wow. Let's look at this one more time because again, the play coming in from Sans was good, right? He flickers on over to guarantee the kick to the right side, but that third hit of G Kundo breaking it up at just the right time, allowing Lunar to survive this, and also using his Purify. He probably should have used it slightly earlier, but it doesn't matter. He got the damage off of his shield, and even for Onyx side, they don't mind this trade at the end of the day. So what if Lunar gets it? We'll eventually be able to deal with it later down the line. So for now, those who found the kills have the money to go even further. TNZ and as well as Kairi dead even right now, but only a slight lead, 1 level lead for TNZ.
I wonder how many times Sans will try to replicate that, you know, take the kick, take that Way of the Dragon from Pagu, utilize the kick himself, or does he take something else? You know, between Rose's ultimate, that Thundering Wrath can be beneficial too. So Sans still has his work cut out from him, but like we just saw, pretty good here. Skypiercer now picked up for TNC.
Lane to lane is what you should be looking at instead of the whole gold itself.
Initiate, walk back, wait for a little bit, and then clean up later. Kairi, he's got the Heptaseas already ready to go, and he wants to make sure that when he gets on top of a target, that target dies straight away. So now you can see that at least from between Onyx and as well as Aurora,
oh, Sans has a Way of the Dragon again.
They're constantly trading the HP.
Okay, again. Way the Dragon held on by Sans. There's the
Missile
Daytona's
Esper
welcome,
and the Daytona's welcome.
Kairi coming through, concentration.
Purify being used up by Lunar. TNZ still getting the secure. Pagu gonna get the kill. Kairi gonna get the punish. Rosa gonna get the kill on the key boy. Ludwig gonna be in trouble. TNZ with a Maple immobilized. Excuse me, the untargetable. Get out of here. Keller a little bit late to the party.
On that Hirara.
He's dancing around here. Keller playing a dangerous game. And you can tell by that positioning. Unfortunately, the Zombie Force might not be enough there. Onyx now trying to set something up.
They're not equal turtles now.
Sigabum, but they don't notice him just yet. He's hiding in the bush, and the denial of information has caused Onyx to give up on the dive.
Okay, they're going to get forced out of there. They wanted to make a play, but luckily Sigabum has that protection. Pagu, there's the kick right on cue. Purify's still available.
Now Purify.
Kairi joined the fight, swinging on through.
Rosa, the stun onto Kairi. Thunder's Wrath. Desperation.
He will survive. Neither team falling in the exchange bottom.
And you can tell how antsy both sides are. Sigma luckily doesn't get his recall canceled, but that will mean that bottom tier 1 is under threat. They are willing to trade topside, but at least from Kairi's POV, easily is able to dodge out of the right ability. Sans, does he get the turret? Oh, it's almost. One auto attack. It's as good as gone.
Yeah. Take a little bit longer to take that one down, but pretty much Onyx just trying to find what they can across the map here. It's really neck and neck in Game 5 so far, Gideon. Again, this is exactly how you want this series to pan out here. Neither team really pulling the switch just yet. Pedal to the metal, but right now it's going to be a tier 1 that falls on our side. Whoa, already some pressure there. Rosa burning the flicker to survive. Actually, Sans burning his flicker, and now trying to secure that purple buff. They do just that. Pagu forcing himself out of sight of the jungle. So this is just a battle for buffs and just tier 1s.
And you know that Hirara generally has a bit of an advantage in these moments, especially with slight leads on their sides. Best part yet, the iframes making it even harder, especially since you can control the timing of when you decide to drop down that ball in Maple. In the meantime, though, as we can see Aurora alongside with Onyx contesting for the space at this point, the main contestant is having control over this mid lane. If we see TNZ make a mistake here, luckily he doesn't walk into the lane, goes for the Lethal Wanderer instead and lets Sigabum actually absorb this way.
Still inside the bush, TNZ has the level advantage.
Okay,
he shows himself on top to pressure the lane. How turtle gonna be taken down? Gonna be the exchange. Onyx gonna be willing to surrender.
A little bit slow. Keyboy waiting. He's got a flicker available. Conceal gonna be used. He's gonna force the
Luna gotta get the concentration.
Anyway, they get
huge stun coming from Rosa. Kairi jumps in. Beautiful victory.
Daytona's welcome. Into the wall he goes, and Rosa's gone.
Onyx is just clean. They're clean. Oh my god.
Down by Onyx. They got the objective and the kills.
That was a hot play coming in from Onyx. It felt calculated beginning to end. The timing of Keyboy utilizing his Wrath of the Dryad, not to mention just an amazing flicker Detona's welcome right onto Rose's face. Nothing they could do at that point. They reached, they grabbed, and they caught the ball out of the air from Aurora. Let's look at this replay one more time, because as Kairi makes this play, it catches afterwards, but it catches just enough. With Rosa already down and TNZ having no combo points to actually go into his iframes, literally nothing you could do there.
And that's the thing too, the fact that it's broken walls and you have this Fanny, you can utilize a little extra opening on these turtle pits or eventually the Lord pits, something that you can do here. So Kairi can kind of just swing on through into those fights, following through the rapid drive. They're going to do it again onto the tier 2. Already forced.
Oh my cables.
Gone. Where did he go? And Lunar to follow. A double for Kairi. And now TNC went for the rest. Rather than drive, plus the top, loads them up. Triple kill for Kairi, making a possible maniac on the Fanny.
Holy crap.
Holy crap. Looking to crack open bottom side tier 2, and they've evened out this score. 3.2k lead in their hands. Things are getting extremely dangerous for Aurora. SigaBoom, he's got to be careful here. That BMI is literally his only lifeline. Just watch. As soon as the BMI drops, you see that Kelra said, hell no, we dive in this. We're sending the Goon Squad to take him out.
And they
I'm
line
gooning right
this
now.
up so well.
Goon Squad?
For the whole team, but for Kairi
Gideon
just to
said
make
Goon
those
Squad. I am
plays
gooning
again
to this
on
match right
Fanny.
now.
How do you keep track of them? I mean, we've asked the question all darn MSC. How do you keep track of Aurora? Well, when you put the Fanny in the hands of someone like Kairi or any of these specialists, this is what you have to deal with too. It feels like its own iframes.
It's tough. It's really tough. Kairi has been playing a really strong game here. Those cables have been ultra accurate at dodging some key abilities from the side of Aurora. Even Lunar, I think he can't be that frontline that they're hoping that he can be right now. He hasn't won his lane hard enough. And with the 8 extra assists, well, technically 5 extra assists that Lutfi has been able to gain for himself and to chastise Waldron, he is so thick. Luckily, Lunar is able to get one of his own.
This Lord is being started up here, holding it at half health. Onyx with a clear lead. They have control of this. They might be able to just go ahead and secure this. It looks like they are going to do just that as Tienzia is up top. They have the information, and Onyx will play around now with this first Lord secured.
Mitrio has been playing a phenomenal game here for the side of Onyx. And unfortunately, for the side of Aurora, they've missed their window to develop their snowball even further. With the Maniac being given over to Onyx's side, resetting them all that early game pressure that they were applying. Now they have to hope that SigaBoom gets the right items at the right time here.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Do so much. He's so close to finishing the golden staff.
So close here. Lord slowly approaching that bottom side. Again, with this kind of lead, SigaBoom just needs more time. He just doesn't have enough firepower here. And if they take out Rosa, so much damage of this profile for Aurora Gaming is expended. And they slowly walk this one in. This Lord coming down to this bottom side. Keyboy popping the conceal, looking for a potential flicker play. Lord's going to charge into the base turret. They already pop off some damage. Trying to keep them at bay.
Retaliating for the Valentina.
Has to disengage. They just want to clear out this Lord. They want to hold on to these base turrets. Kelra jumping in with his Almond Force, pushing him off the turret just to secure it. And now Onyx will go ahead and call it off. They look for more space turrets. Up top, Kairi, Tienzi holding it in bay. They hold on to 2 base turrets for now.
Onyx right now just aren't falling for any of the typical tricks. They're gonna lose another shielding here. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Onyx have set this up for a final push with the next Lord. If they can, wait, do they have the ults? They do!
Charge in.
Oh my god, that might be GG, that might be GG.
They're gonna force the fight anyway. Luke be gone.
Oh, what?
And SigaBoom too. Kairi's still going. They're cut off from each other. Pagu trying to get away. Kelra, a couple shots, still has the shield. They're so low though. Aurora Gaming might want to punish.
He wants to
They're
chase.
still following through. Tienzi has mobility, but they will rely on the conceal to get away.
And Sans, he's ready to intercept every single time. Onyx, they are well connected right now. And Aurora, they've tried a couple of feints here.
Yep.
They've tried a couple of motions where Pagu is trying to bait a reaction out of Onyx, but they're just not flinching anymore. And I think that confidence is starting to build up. It's surmounting to some real damage in Kelra. He's not dropping the ball. Same goes for Sans.
Look at the disparity of damage dealt by the key members here of Aurora Gaming. Tienzi there at the bottom, SigaBoom there at the bottom, and look at the difference for Onyx. Such a big difference in terms of damage, and that's just because of how these team fights have played out. Onyx has all the room to work with, especially for counter-up provided by this team that SigaBoom has just been trying to catch up. And we know this, Gideon, when you are delayed this much on that power spike for the Claude, it's really tough to get back into the zone of this one.
It is hard, but at the same time, they've got some decent wave clear on their end. between TNZ, Sigaboom, and as well as Rosa. They should be the ones who are proactively trying to work together to clean these lanes, while Pagu and Lunar needs to delay lanes. On the opposite end, Onyx very happy to be in this position, you know? They still have access to those steel cables, and Kyrie can do whatever he wants. Go to top side, set up the wave, reset the Lord again. They can do this all day, all night.
They gotta clear out that bottom wave here.
Lunar gotta give
They do just
information.
that. Half health
He's
on
gonna
this
take a
Lord. Onyx
retreat
has
of a
control.
lifetime, but no,
We're
they
gonna see if
cannot
can bait
contest.
something
Onyx,
from Aurora
a
again.
complete
Doesn't
advantage.
happen.
They know
So
this. They know
objective
this.
secured. We'll have to see Aurora Gaming's lineup if they can defend once again. Already losing one base turn on last push. They maintain it too. Are they in a position to withstand another push in?
Aurora decided not to. So now that they decided to, you know what? We're gonna let the Galore come in. There's a pretty good chance that they lose all their inhibitor turrets. And that's a dangerous decision to make, because all of this is so that they can get to the 42K mark where they have an option to maybe try and get a good team fight down to turn the tides. But I don't know how they're gonna get neutral objectives, and until we see a full wipeout on Onyx end, I don't think Aurora necessarily can push through just yet.
Keyboy walking in
healthy. Onyx
on
not
the
gonna
bottom
be going
side
in
here.
yet.
Lord
Lord's
already in the
gonna be worked
base. Still has a flicker available. The Lord's actually going to go down very quickly from Aurora Gaming, so they maintain it. They still have some waves pushing in. Onyx might look to take down one base turret, this mid lane, as Kelra jumps forward. Already, Rocket's going to force the flicker route now. They're trapped under the turret anyway. Rosa's gone again in Pagu, trying to buy the time off the kick. Kyrie might chase him down. The rest of the team's going to force the fight in the base.
There's no Rosa. That's
Kyrie
GG.
joining them now. Sigaboom with the blazing duet to clear out the lanes. They just want to stay in the game, but Kyrie keeps them together, and now they'll disengage. They still have this wave, but Onyx too low.
Oh my goodness, the item swap right at the very end there. Sigaboom, holy cow. Holy cow. That was a dangerous moment. If it wasn't for that Rose goal, he would have died to the cutthroat coming in from Kyrie. They are out to get him.
Yeah.
The checkbox is simple. Wait for the stun to come out of Rosa. Once TNZ is down to only one combo point, then it becomes very easy to get on top of Sigaboom, especially since so many times he walks up to try and dish out damage to specifically Lutbeam as well as Keyboy. I think that's where you see a lot of the vision starts to narrow down. He's got to open the mind back up here. He's got to look for different angles. His main concern really is going to be Kelra and Kyrie. Once those go down, there's a good opportunity that Aurora can win the fight afterwards. Win a crown purchase from Kelra to make a play of his own here, but I'm trying to figure it out. Can Rosa actually find a good opportunity to stun someone? Because Kyrie never shows.
That's such a tall task here for Aurora Gaming. Playing on the back foot the past 10 plus minutes, or essentially this whole game. They're looking for a way to potentially turn this over in their favor, but there's just so much they have to do. They're gonna go in and scout out. I think the main point of contention is, do they actually try to contest this Lord when it comes up? You know, it's not going to be evolved just yet unless for some reason Onyx delays it enough to go ahead and go through that.
60 minutes, that is win timers are like 45 something.
It's going to be tough, but look at this pressure already up top. Immortality
Keyboy doesn't have flicker.
Rapid Dryad used as well.
Dryad used up. No initiation. Pagu is going to look for something.
What do they want to do?
But Sans copied the way of the dragon.
As well as Sans, beautiful push and pull here. TNZ able to bait out the Wrath of the Dryads, and honestly, Onyx, they don't mind. They're like, okay, sure, no Wrath of the Dryads. We want you to come to us, actually. We want you to come just when Wrath of the Dryads is about roughly 8 seconds, maybe even 12 seconds, and then we're going to dance. We're going to keep
the flicker's
on
already back by Keyboy. That could be it. That might be it. That might be it for Aurora here.
And we like to keep the porch clean.
And they got a Fanny. They can play the long lane if he wants to, right? Kyrie can go ahead, put pressure there if he needs to, but he's going to wait for this purple buff to be up. They know this Lord is up. They can delay it a little bit further if they want to. Aurora Gaming looks to go ahead and try to get
three for Onyx. Keyboy and Kyrie are at ambush angle, or flank angle.
If they can, TNZ
Keyboy fronting everybody.
Onyx does it. Oh, the flicker forward. TNZ making his
collapse.
way to this.
Rosa, they killed
with the kick. It's all Kyrie. Immortality are going to be popped. Kyrie's going to get out there. TNZ also trying to find space, but Pagu falls. And now it's all falling apart. Winter Crown with the blazing duet from Sigaboom. But it's not enough. Kelra gets a double. Aurora, they still have TNZ up, but Lunar on the disengage. This fight Might just be
No more combo
Kyrie
points, no more
joining the
combo
fight,
points, no more
cabling
combo.
on through. He has what he needs. He's going for TNZ. He's got the immortality till he doesn't.
GG.
And now Onyx will clean it up. And Lunar can't do anything.
I'm wrong here, but I don't care.
Will move on forward with the hope of Indonesia as they douse out the lights.
Wow, GG. I'm wrong, but I don't care.
And Onyx, no disappointed smiles. Everybody knew that this was going to be one hell of a game, and they find it and they break through. A crushing defeat
Cinema.
for Aurora. God, that's the nature of competition.
Absolute cinema.
What a sweaty game.
What a series. 5 games for this one. Again, we wouldn't have it any other way, and man, was it a battle. And big respects here to Aurora Gaming on the innovation they brought throughout the group stages, up down here to the knockouts. And unfortunately, as the nature of competition, someone has to go home.
They push the meta forward. Was it truly their destiny to make it to the end? Onyx, take that
I
spot.
don't think there's no loser here. There's no loser in this
Snuffed out. The
series.
Sky Kings are getting back
Honestly.
into position for a potential grand finals here. Oh my lord. Every moment of this game felt calculated. Every moment down to the beat. Aurora looking for many different opportunities, but once they couldn't get the reactions that they wanted from Onyx, it started to become just hard.
At what
just
cost?
really heartbreaking.
Midnight. But like,
Oh man, again, seeing these
I
highlights here from
don't
STC,
care. I don't give a damn
you saw
anymore.
How much of a dominant
It's just good
early game to
MLBB.
mid-game that they had,
Full of
especially with
entertainment,
Kyrie on this
back and
Fanny.
forth.
There was only so much that they
Two
could do. I mean, Pagu, he got a couple
phenomenal
kicks
teams.
on him, but the rest of the team was just scaling in their favor, and they knew how to play.
The story is
this
now
composition to, you know, the best ability that we
Indonesia
saw
is
here. Even
still at the
T-Boy
top
on
of
a
their
lot the
game,
rounds
and
through the
Onyx,
flicker
the runner-ups
combinations he
this time
had.
around, but still
And even
feeling
Sounds having
treated
his
as
own kicks
champions.
half the
They
time.
still
You
have
know,
the
there was just
champion
so
aura.
much that was
Even they
utilized here. And down this
went
last
in
fight, they
as
just knew
runner-ups.
with Kyrie swinging on in, there wasn't much more that Aurora Gaming could do in this instance.
With two great teams with amazing chemistry,
just cinema. I'm
it
just
really
happy.
just
I'm just
comes
happy.
down to who has more experience. And
I'm just
Onyx
happy it
take This
happened.
time. We're going to be throwing it over to our winners up on stage, which Milos and of course K-Boy.
They've done it again. Onyx to the semifinals. What a matchup.
This is hard
we all
fought.
need a
Like,
moment
I
to
don't-
breathe
I'm not
after how close
disappointed
that
in any
match
loss.
was. Keyboy, few
I'm not
questions for you
disappointed.
before
And
your
I'm
key
wrong, but,
crushing
like,
moment. Now,
who cares?
this is not the first
It's
time, of
just
course, you
good
play
MLBB.
Aurora here at MSC 26. You lost in the group stage. You won here in knockout. Why? What was the difference between those two games?
I think in the group stage we're not ready too much because they are so aggressive and the hero is good. But now we already know how they play and we got it.
Well, you got it, but there was a lot of frustration. There was a lot of effort to win that game. What do you do after game one? Because I saw how the reaction was on your faces. You went back with Coach CW. How do you reset and get back into the game?
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's gonna
we
be
just
it, right?
think
I'm gonna log off.
next match
It's late.
team spirit, right? Yeah. We just focus team spirit.
So something stupid.
and,
Stupid
yeah,
about this
just
time is that like
enjoy
I'm
and
supposed to be
reset
speaking,
for the next.
but I have no words.
You have the reset for it then, and you know.
Again,
you've
I'm
made
in
the
an
knockout
ultimatum
stage.
where like I
Last
cannot
year,
speak,
you,
but
of
I have to
course,
keep on
were here
speaking
as
just so
well.
that I
It's
can, you know,
semifinals
get more
again,
commentary
2
and
years in a row.
insights throughout the game.
question is, are
It's
you
not
ready to
gonna
go
be a good
deeper
stream if
than
I just
that?
stay
Does
there
that
and just
add to the pressure
I'm
of the
just
fact
I'm just
that
I'm just being
you're
I'm just
playing
I'm just
a
sitting here.
non-SEA team that
You know,
wants to get to the grand
I
final.
want
as
a
well.
good commentary out, but just
Yeah,
no
for
words.
us, yeah, we want to
For one,
get the champion again. And
I'm
we
just
are
in
ready
awe on
to
what the game is, and two, I might cause a
here now.
disturbances in case I
Keep
scream.
in mind,
So there's an
now
ultimatum for
Zarigos
me.
on the other side
right?
on Team Spirit. It's not the first
That's
time
what-
that you play against them. You knocked them out
Stupid
last
ass
year
times
in
here.
quarterfinals.
Like,
There's also Sawo on the other team.
for
that's your
esports, I
counterpart
guess.
in position. I mean, what's
He's
going to
lagging
change
now.
compared to that last year? Are you going to finally take them down here at MSC?
Same like Aurora, we won't take the
Yeah,
defense
predictions,
first. And yeah, we are ready
I'm wrong,
to fight
but it's
Team
fine.
Spirit. Just ready, Team Spirit.
Ready for Team Spirit. I have a lot of questions for
I
you,
need
but a
to improve
question
my
to the
commentary.
Onyx fans in here.
And
What
I have to
time
keep
is
on
it?
speaking during this restream.
It's Onyx time. It's
unfair.
key crushing time. Onyx,
unfair
gentlemen,
for
come on
the
over. You'll get to relax plenty right
stream.
after this. Now
It's
let's all
unfair
go
as a
to the back.
restream to
Come
just sit
along.
there and
Let's
say
go
nothing
crush
while the
that
actual stream
Aurora
is going
Gaming
on.
key. We waited
I'm
so
gonna stay here. I'm gonna
long.
stay
What
here
a
for the
great-
key crushing.
What a great match that we had. Incredible best of 5. Now you get to celebrate, Kiboy. Go ahead. Go ahead, gentlemen. Come on in.
Oh, Aurora. Midnight, parating libog.
Last year, Onyx made it to the semifinals. This time, they've done it again. Goodbye, Aurora Gaming. Good luck in the next one. And as the fans are cheering, and as you heard them say,
from me, thank you for sticking around.
thank you for letting us know where the airport is.
That's gonna be it for me. Congratulations, Onyx, top 4 team.
Gatekeepers to yet another Western team, non-SEA.
Onyx.
What happens tomorrow versus Team Spirit?
Onyx versus Team Spirit.
Sure.
Yangon Galacticals versus.
They're gonna break this match down for you.
Yangon Galacticals versus Team Falcons.
The gold standard crushes the golden key of Aurora Gaming.
Onyx is a possibility. I might. Onyx. I'm betting on Onyx now. I'm betting on Onyx.
MSC continues our semifinals are
Onyx versus Team Spirit.
And speaking of tickets booked, Aurora Gaming, yes, will
history-wise.
Get those tickets.
Indonesia got the upper hand, so I'm gonna bet on Onyx this time in place of Aurora, of course.
Competition can sometimes be brutal. This one for Turkey was tough.
M5 all over again.
M5 all over again. That's gonna be it. Again in Istanbul, the M Series in May later on.
I'm gonna be logging off.
But the beauty of this moment.